Hello, everybody! Welcome to Fumble, folks. And this is the Chasing Shadows campaign. It's been a little while since we have been here. Lots of things have happened in the meantime, so I'm gonna try and jog my memory and everybody else's as well. We have no idea what's going on. That's a lie. We do. I have notes.
Notes.
I made notes. I did my homework. Yeah. But yes, I'm going to hand it over to my players. So, who are you guys? Let's start with Kat.
I'm Kat, and I'm playing Mistral Stormboots, who is a Hildorf druid with a homebrew subclass Circle of the Atmos, which is a little bit more weather themed than a normal druid. Yeah, she's got white hair, boring grey dress. She's not really all that into aesthetics. She's got white hair like Storm from X-Men.
Theme. It's the theme.
A theme, yeah, weather and stuff. Done.
Cool. That was it. Phil.
Hello, I'm a
The
Phil.
opposite. Go.
I'm a Phil, and I am playing Delan. Delan is a Earth Elf. He's an archer fighter. He's got a little bit of scout to him and a whole lot of scoundrel to him. He is an asshole. But if you need a face man to talk up your like how good the heroes of Heed are, a term that he coined himself for himself and his colleagues, then he's your guy. In reality, he's never your guy. You don't.
Good.
There we go.
Are we going round? Seb. I think that's how I usually do it.
Hi, I'm Seb. I play Silver, one of the Earth Elves, also an artificer / wild magic sorcerer. Currently very sad. Also a little bit shorter than she was last time.
So much shorter.
I totally forgot about that.
I forgot about that. My notes were just like
Lost more than
Silver's
half
wild
a foot.
magic.
Is she technically dwarf now?
Silver's wild magic went off 10 times in 1 minute, which culminated in this thing happening. I forgot about everything else that happened.
That was really it, really, isn't it?
Like there are
we'll go
some
for that in a
dwarves
minute.
taller than Silver.
She blue as well.
No,
No,
she's no
not
longer
anymore.
blue.
Oh, okay.
I killed that.
She's feeling blue.
She was briefly a Smurf.
Yeah.
We'll go through that in a minute. What actually happened? Yeah, Doran.
Hello, I am Doran. I play Brother Guy. He's also an Earth Elf. Just kidding, psych. He's a dragonkin. He's a man-dragon. Dragon man. He's a cleric. Everyone's favorite cleric. To the god come tier. Which is death. One of.
Good.
He also likes born.
I heard something else. Let's
But
move
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
He likes born.
Say it. Again. No. Okay. Ben.
Hi there, I'm Ben. I play Solomon of Etrustan, the half-orc, full paladin. Yeah, he's feeling rather out of place because lots of magic things and he does not understand what's going on for the most part. But he's here and he's happy to help.
Well.
He's like Ralph. I'm
Yes.
helping.
I'm helping.
Aw.
Is he a himbo?
No. Technically has the intelligence level of a regular human, so he's not
okay.
stupid. He's just very stupid compared to all of you.
Yeah, I'm pretty wisdom.
It's not his fault that the rest of the party that are around him are ridiculously intelligent.
So he's a relative himbo.
He's a relative himbo, yes.
Right. Anyway, and I am Bree, and I am your dungeon master for this campaign until y'all die, and then it'll be someone else.
I've already died.
Okay. But yes, I'm going to try and explain what happened last time. Phil has said in the comments, you're not wrong. So what happened last time is that our party was summoned to the capital of Ascana, called Heed. They got there and like the whole place was deserted. Like a whole city of people had just gone. What? There were booby traps and magical things and drones in the shape of dragonflies, trying to kill them as they go in. But they managed to get in and found that how do I explain that? The crystal that was powering the city. So how do I explain it?
This is crystal that was powering the city.
It was a crystal that was powering the city. The nexus point of these ley lines that connect the whole world. These very clever wizards had decided they were going to harness this power, and they have had this crystal in place for hundreds and hundreds of years, if not thousands of years, in place. Nothing has gone wrong until now. Someone or something has taken a part of the crystal, thus making it unstable. And then we get the whole fantasy nuclear reactor thing happening. So these guys found, I think it was 5 of the high-level magic casters from the Council of Heed trying to stop this from blowing up. But it was only a matter of time until this was going to happen. And they tried to fix it. And, of course, the more magic that our wild magic sorcerer does, the more likely things are to go wrong. And I didn't get Seb to roll on the table at all this campaign. And then we had this community pot, which went off at the right time. And it was the most amazing thing, because it happened 10 times.
Was it 2% chance of getting that or something? And
there's a 2% chance of getting it, and then you got it, and then it wasn't too bad. There was like some flumps. It was like you weren't blue. Harmless things were happening. A plant pot at one point, which is my fave. It was fine for a bit until you cast magic missile at the one person that was actually controlling the ritual, and I had to do a constitution save and actually failed it. He was an actual giant, and it failed, and everything just came together in this massive mess, and the ritual was dropped, and and yeah, it was very, it was about to explode. But the head of the whole country, Lumia Costa, did a thing which you guys have now figured out what that is. She ran towards the crystal, jumped into the crystal thing, grabbed onto it, and then disappeared. Pop. And then that was it.
The end.
The end.
Yeah.
The world didn't explode. So that's good.
So now all we're doing, guys, is we're just going to wrap up the story. We're just going to talk about the after events, how we suck as a party.
Yeah, doing a debrief.
How we should have done things
better.
better.
This is the last episode. What you guys gonna do?
No.
They are still alive because Lumia Costa jumped into a nuke.
Standard.
And bamfed away.
And went somewhere. So these guys did figure out it happened in slow motion. If you imagine a film, it was great.
You imagine a film other than this one, it was great.
Yeah. But so Guy and Mistral were the closest, I think. While she was running, they could see that she was like mouthing some kind of spell. And I think I said that because of your Arcana rolls, or maybe it was his Silver's Arcana roll, I can't remember. But,
Silver was not there.
No, because Silver
was crying
sad.
in a different room.
Blue, short, and sad. But yeah, because of your Arcana rolls, I think you figured out that it may have been higher than a 9th level spell.
Yep.
Yes?
Yes.
I didn't just give away secrets? Nice, cool.
Nope, you got...
Good. And then you kind of figured out that it was similar along the lines of absorb elements for force. That was very high level.
But also cast before taking the damage? Or was it a reaction to the damage?
She was mouthing the words before she went in. So, yeah.
Well.
But yeah, I think you guys went home and actually had a nap. So that was good.
That's the usual reaction to something that dramatic happening. It's just like, oh my god, the world might change, but I'm going to bed. I'm tired.
I mean, you had to. You have to sleep. You were.
Yeah, we hadn't slept in a while.
Excuse me, Delan. I got exploded twice that day, and a third time. I am entitled to a nap.
But yes, I think everyone was very. Is melancholic the right word? I think.
Oh yeah, of course I was.
As you all went to.
Lumia Costa disappeared. We're in love. Like it's really it's really upsetting.
Wow. Is she aware?
I mean, not yet.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Cancel Dylan.
It's for the best. That's gonna be a new spell. I cast #cancel.
It's called silence. It's been stuff quite a while.
And banish.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So yeah, you're gonna wake up in the morning, or the morning after this was kicked off. And you're gonna wake up to noise outside.
Of course, this city's supposed to be empty because it was evacuated, wasn't it?
Correct.
What kind of noise?
Yeah.
City noise, like talking, people.
Bustling?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, we find out the city was never evacuated, they were just all turned invisible. Just kept
Oh.
emerging up.
It was all a
It was
dream,
all a
guys.
dream.
It's all a dream. Oh, y'all actually slept and then it's a dream. He's fine. Lumi's fine.
Intense. Shouldn't have had all that cheese before bed.
So we start our campaign again. What do you guys want to do? Groundhog Day.
Oh my god!
But yeah, if anyone, if anyone looks outside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, good. Anybody else? You will see. There's a few people like milling around outside. It's clear that they have just come back. You can also see as it's happening, because you're close enough to the center as well. to the big streets. You can see just a bunch of people just bamfing in, just teleporting in. And with them they have a blue cloak. Blue coat? Blue cloak? Can't remember what I called them. Police.
Popo.
The police.
The
And then sort of surrounded by sort of like maybe 10, 15 people in this thing. And then they are kind of going back to their houses and stuff. Okay. And then as you're watching, you can just see occasionally just bamfing in.
Was
another blue cloak with a bunch of people?
Oh, okay.
Our blue cloak neighbour that we've really annoyed, like the orc.
The chief of police.
Yeah, your next door neighbour, yeah. He's a goblin.
Oh, he's a goblin. Sorry.
I thought he was a hobgoblin.
Human goblin.
Quite racist.
Oh, what?
He's half goblin.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was full goblin.
I thought he was a hobgoblin. Guess
well,
guess
I'm
racist.
how racist we all are.
I thought it said in the sheet it was full goblin.
I just thought it was an orc, but short. They all look the same to me.
As that, Solomon opens the door going, pardon?
They don't actually say it.
I don't actually say that out loud. I just forgot what the
anyway.
head of the police
what
was.
About him?
Were they one of the council?
Yes.
Yeah, he's like the chief of police.
But they weren't one of the 5 that were there, were they? Because presumably that person had gone off with like the other blue cloaks, I guess, to get people to safety. Fair enough. I guess probably potentially. I'll go downstairs and we'll keep a lookout to see if he come. Or I'll go downstairs and keep a lookout for if he comes by.
Yeah. As you are going down the stairs, I don't know if I've said like I think I did say that you had like a basement cellar, wine cellar thing.
Yep.
And I didn't specify where the door was, but we can make that up now. It's like it will be
right
underneath
outside
the other
land's
stairs.
front door, bedroom door.
It's just the land's room.
It's just the land's room. But as you're coming down the stairs, the door to the wine cellar opens, and out comes the family that live in the house, or the housekeeper. No, they don't live. Yeah, so the house. Sorry, the housekeeper of the house. Yeah.
Okay, the very.
My bad.
Yeah.
They don't actually live there.
The housekeepers who make themselves very comfortable in a house. Yeah.
That's what, yeah. Well, it was empty for a long time, so.
The housekeeper / squatters. Fine line.
But yes, out comes the housekeeper Hans and his daughter, the one with the red head.
Is it Rose?
I want to say Rose.
Rose.
Yeah.
Not Fletcher. Fletcher's not there. They come out and they're quite kind of disheveled looking.
Oh, good. Yeah. You just made it back.
This is Rose talking now. No, we've been here the whole time.
What?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You really do take your service to heart, don't you? That's fantastic. That really is dedication. I make sure you get quite the bonus on gift giving day. Are you okay?
I mean, it wasn't like intentional. We missed all the. We didn't get there in time. We never have to do it before.
Okay, well that's all right. The main thing's that you're all right. Okay.
Okay.
All
what
right.
happened?
There's been some minor catastrophic incidents, but it's nothing to worry about. Myself and the and the Heroes of Heat were on hand to make sure that things didn't go awry. However, one of the council is missing, so we're going to have to... two of the council are missing, actually. So we're going to have to be getting back out there and rescuing them.
The council are missing? Who's missing?
Oh, this is all classified information. I probably shouldn't be telling you this much, but don't. The best thing to say is not to worry about it. Everybody else is still out there. They're going to be keeping things running together while they're away. All right, until we find them, everything's going to be fine. Everybody's totally safe now. I mean, as terrifying as that might have been, you were safe with all of that shit they had going on with the robot drones and things. Fucking hell, those things were annoying. But it was a lot. That was
drones?
A lot.
What are drones?
Oh, good. I'm glad you didn't go outside. You would have been killed.
What?
But no, it's alright. It's important you don't panic, okay? But don't worry if that ever happens again.
God, next time we'll make sure we get to a blue card. Oh my god, that's so scary.
Yeah. There's a reason.
Oh my god, Fletch! And she kind of just goes to run out the door. She's like, where's Fletch?
Hold on. Where would your sister be? Where would your sister have been?
I don't know. In the shop or something. Oh.
In her store, it's okay. Don't panic. Like, people are out there now. It's safe now. Honestly, you don't. I'm gonna try and bring her around, put a bit more positivity onto things. Like
all the evacuees are coming back now, so you can.
Yeah.
Should probably be home.
You can see now. People are starting to come back. The blue cloaks are bringing them back. All right. Now. We can go and find your sister. I'll come with. We can go now, and we'll be able to find her. All right.
Roll persuasion.
Oh yes.
Could I assist? Because I was
25.
Okay.
I was like, I don't think so.
I tried.
I think this is his own hole.
The man is just too loud. You cannot help him.
It's just too
loud. She kind of stops crying, and it's like, oh, okay. I don't know where she'd be if she went.
Magically produced a kerchief.
God, don't accept it. Don't take it off him.
Embroidered with his initials in gold.
Don't take it.
Don't take it, it'll smell weird.
That's so gross.
You don't want to see the dimension that lives in before he produces it.
Does the smell of chloroform to you?
Aww.
It is a freshly laundered, probably...
I mean, you've been away for a week, so probably
I
not.
have, actually. We were fucking traipsing through rivers and stuff. It probably kind of
kelp forest.
Kind of damp and stuff, but...
Kelp Isle.
It's dry now.
Okay. She'll...
I was going to say, this is only confirmed to me that Delan is Howard from Big Bang Theory.
Oh, God. Ew.
Correct. But yeah, she takes it and stops crying a little bit, and is like, "Okay, okay."
All right, let's go
know.
and find your sister then, okay?
Well, she'll probably have gone home, looking for you. So
that's a good idea.
Okay, so if she comes by, we'll go there. Mistral, if you guys are still around, just if she comes here looking for Rose, then send her, tell her that that's where we've gone.
Yeah. All right.
All right. It's perfectly safe out there now. If you want to lead the way.
She will. She'll go.
Because I don't think
a bit of a run. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I will go and do that and tell her about how brave I was.
Should we send an escort, like a chaperone?
I am a chaperone.
I wish I
chaperone
was
for the chaperone.
for any of this. I mean, you're the person who knows about this. It's up to you whether you trust Delan.
Me, you know about what?
Yeah, you're the only person who knows about the fact that he's disappearing with a young, upset
lady.
Oh, right. I thought we were all there.
Oh no, I'm still in my room. That's why I was asking, could I roll a perception check to come downstairs, but I didn't get a chance.
You could probably hear it, yeah. You can hear that there's conversation.
Okay, so in that case, I'll be the bloody chaperone.
Chaperone the chaperone.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck's sake.
And
And yet again, it's a Delan and Mistral adventure.
In that case,
cock-blocking adventure.
You can have some wonderful interjections as Delan is talking about how brave he was, and then you can interject and be like, and then Silver and Guy did the thing.
No, I'll let you do your thing, and I'm just making sure it's all above board.
wow.
You can be flavorful with the truth, I guess.
Oh, there's a lot of flavour.
I would like to go check on the boy, if I could, please.
Oh yeah, does the boy have his own room? This is the first time he's been in this house.
I don't think there was a room set up for him, so I think I
sleep at the foot of
probably
your
would have
bed.
let him sleep.
You can have a cellar.
He slept in my bed.
We have a whole
slept on the
cellar to
floor.
store alcohol. He can go there.
He wouldn't have gone there because then he would have seen
Yes.
the other two,
He slept in
and
my
that
bed,
will
and I
break the
slept on the
space-time
floor.
continuum. So that's not happened.
Where does the other one sleep?
What?
You can go into Guy's room. Guy's not even set foot in his room once since he's lived in this
No,
house.
you did step into that room because I put you in that room. I closed the
No.
door all on.
No, you didn't. I watched this episode. I walked upstairs to my church. You did not close the door on anything.
I thought that was your room.
No, I thought that you converted your room, hadn't you?
No, I converted the attic.
You converted
Which is
the
your
attic.
room.
No, it's not.
It's your room now.
Wait, so we have a spare room.
Oh, there we go.
Yes, it says Guy on the
room.
door. It's got dust all the fucking
Yeah,
And then-
basically
and then a
there's
handle
like
on
a single mattress just on the floor of the attic.
Oh.
That's Guy's bed.
Oh.
You can sleep in my bed. I'll sleep on the floor.
You think Guy sleeps on a mattress?
Or
It's a
not,
bed of
yeah, exactly.
bones.
Or not.
We've seen the temple. It's just a bed of bones.
And straw.
That's oddly enough, that's
everything
what
There you go.
Delan calls his beds too.
No.
Hey,
No,
God.
and this is why you're being chaperoned.
Yeah. Fucking.
Rocks fall.
hate
Specifically, Dalan only dies.
Oh no, there's a
There was-
sinkhole.
Oh no, there
Oh,
was one drone left standing.
Rogue drone.
did-
I know.
exactly. What's your hit points? Oh, exactly that many. Damn
Exactly
it.
that much damage.
+1. Oh, damn. Okay. That's enough of that nonsense. What does everyone else want to do now that Delan and Mistral have gone to this?
I'd like to go
Cool.
see the boy.
Oh yeah, yeah. You go see the boy, and he's. Do you knock or do you?
Yeah, of course I'm knock.
Yeah, he's like a 16-year-old boy, right?
Yeah, he is, but
Of course
that's
you
not
knock.
the reason I knock. I knock because I'm polite.
Oh God.
Winston Chew, get your minds
You
out of the
stop!
gutter.
He knocked because he's not an
Not even
asshole.
left the house
Dad!
yet.
We're like a minute into this game. God. Right.
Morthan, are you awake?
Yeah. Yeah.
May
Come
I come in?
Yeah, come in.
I'll enter and just sit somewhere. If there's a chair, I'll sit in a chair. If there's just the bed, I guess I'll sit on the bed.
I guess there would be a chair, yeah. Untouched.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, Morthan is like awake and he's sat on his bed.
Mhm.
And like when you came in, it seemed to be he wasn't doing anything. He was just not doing anything, staring.
Yeah.
Um,
How are you, son? That was a lot that you went through yesterday.
Yeah, that was a lot. I don't really understand what's happened, really, but.
So what do you understand of that's happened?
I would like to see the magic, but I don't. I don't understand the main thing, all of it.
So I'll be honest, I don't understand much of the magic either.
He kind of goes to look outside, and then pomp. There's like another group of people have just appeared like that. I don't understand that. Where did they go? Where did they come from? What?
I
Cotton
think
Eye
it's
Joe.
Exactly.
I think it's called teleportation.
Oh.
You've got to be a very talented wizard or sorcerer or whatever the other ones are to do it.
Oh.
Yes, I think the thing that we encountered at the end of the day was what powered the city, like your furnace, so to speak. Would have been the source of the heat and energy. And it got damaged in some way.
Oh. Oh, right. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to see that.
Yeah, not so much that you weren't allowed to see it. We didn't know how big the explosion would be until we went in there and then realized it didn't really matter how far away you were from it. It probably would have destroyed everything.
Morthan was in the room. Morthan was in the room.
Yeah, he got into the doorway, then I put him in a corner.
He was in
he was in the corner in the other room.
No, he was in the room where the crystal was.
No?
Not while the crystal was there.
He was.
He was in the corner in the first room.
He was helping you with triage.
Yes, after
afterwards.
After the crystal had already gone.
Sure.
Didn't want him near the explosion.
Yeah, maybe he did come in.
Yeah.
He still doesn't understand.
I've never experienced anything like this before.
Mm.
I can only imagine how scary it was for you.
Yeah.
You became a cat.
No, that was good. Can the druid turn me into a cat again?
Probably.
Nice.
You saw your first. I presume it's your first death.
Yeah, first proper one.
I'm sorry, that's the way you were exposed to it. I don't know exactly what we're going to be doing over the next few days, but I'm going to take the key that I have for the house. I'm just going to put it in his hand for a second. But I want you to take some time and consider if this is the kind of life that you want.
Oh.
If you come with us, this is going to be your life. And we all will try and protect you and train you to the point where you can protect yourself. But you don't have to do that if it's not right for you. Okay?
Alright, okay. Kind of looks outside again and looks at like all the buildings and stuff, and he's like, this is a really big city.
It's a really big city.
I will go and have a look around and try not to get lost.
We have message stones, don't we? I thought
Teleportation
Is that
stones.
silver? Is that not something you can?
I've got a teleportation stone that I'm
right. I
trying
thought you had the walkie-talkie things from your, like one of your not invocations, artificer thingamajiggies.
No, that would have been smart.
Okay, no problem. I thought that was one of the ones you had. Okay. If you need anything, I guess, let's get one of the people in the blue cloaks, and they'll. I'm sure they can at least point you in the right direction again.
All right. Okay.
Or if not, well, you can call us what Delan keeps calling us. It will make everyone other than Delan very uncomfortable, but you'll certainly manage
but I'm
to
not one of
find your way
those.
home. For as long as you're with us, you're one of us.
I'm just a guy who carries the stuff.
Nope. If you were just a guy who carried stuff, you would have run away a long time ago yesterday.
I mean, I couldn't, but it's okay.
You could have.
Yeah, could have, maybe. Also, you left your horses back in East Haven?
Yes, that's my next job, is to go try and figure out how to go get my horse.
All right, okay, yeah, that's a long walk.
Yeah. Not looking forward to it. Right, I'm gonna go find my way to try and find my horse.
All right.
Maybe see you in a few days. I don't know.
All right, okay. Well, if you're going back that way, then, like, could we go and visit?
Yeah. It won't be initially. We've got to see what the state of the city is and everything first. Make sure that everyone is okay. But then once we've established that, I will let you know what we're doing.
All right, okay.
Okay. And I will go into my coin pouch and I will give him 3 gold.
Wow. Are these gold?
It is. It is a little third of everything that I have.
I've never seen gold pieces before.
Feed yourself. Go enjoy yourself. You've earned it. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do. Don't do anything that Delan would do.
All right. That narrows it down now.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'll just stand up and awkwardly, like, ruffle his hair and then walk out.
While you ruffle his hair, you catch one of the horns. I'm not sure if you knew it was there or not. I can't remember. Oh, I have little wee horns.
Oh.
I'm part Minotaur, so there's little wee horns.
Explains why you're so strong.
I'm so big, yeah.
You're a big lad.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna be bigger than me when you're done.
Probably. It's not all just because of the blacksmithing. It's kind of natural.
I'm just gonna do the whole little masculine thing, just gently tap him in the chest. Good lad. Yes, I'm gonna give him a right hook square in the chest. I'm gonna give him a heart punch.
Just like,
fucking kill him. Smite.
Very light tap.
Smite.
Just keep yourself safe. Okay.
Alright, I'll try, and looks out the window again. Another group of people teleport in. He's like, yeah, I'll try.
Yeah. I'm gonna go and up the guard however I can. Just toddle off and try and find the nearest guard to find out whatever I can do to help, whether it just be pointing people in the right direction or whatever.
Okay.
That's me.
And Morthan will then go around. His first thing that he wants to do is to go around this massive house, see what's happening in it. But yeah, Aaron.
There isn't a lot that Silver wants to do, to be honest. She's got her robot dog again, 0.1. So she's gonna go outside and play fetch.
Oh, that's so cute.
This is the little zero that has rubber booties, right?
Yeah, it's because rubber booties, because we learnt about the last one was we should
Put booties on it.
should put rubber little pads on so
Rubber
electricity
pads.
doesn't affect water.
Smart. Silver is learning.
Slowly.
Yeah.
So how long this will last? Hopefully more than a day.
Hopefully. Aw. When you go outside, are you going at the back? The garden, yeah. Hans will be in the garden as well.
I will throw the ball away from where he's actually doing the gardening, because I know he's passionate about his garden.
Yeah. Yeah. He's kind of not gardening so much, he's kind of like he's like looking around and then he eventually starts gardening. He's not really paying any attention to you.
Do I know what he's looking around for, or is he just looking around?
He's just looking, and then he does eventually. He just starts gardening. I'd say like aimlessly wandering. Yeah.
After a couple minutes, I'll probably turn to him like, "Are you okay?" You're aimlessly. I'm not that perceptive, but you're aimlessly gardening. Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm just making sure everything's fine. Watch you throw your ball.
Little does this man know that she could kill him with a thought.
It's a good finish. He's sad right now. I'm just gonna go back to playing with 0.1.
Oh. Yeah. Right. Guy is still very tired.
He is extremely tired. But level 3 exhaustion. At home. You start 4. Now he's got 3.
Yay.
So I think the first thing he does is when he sits up, he immediately casts Thaumaturgy on the windows near him to close them. So he can't hear the people outside. He's going to cast Sending.
Has he got a monumental hangover?
Still has, yes, yeah. Essentially what it is.
Yeah.
He's going to immediately cast Sending to Ollie, which is the Minotaur bartender.
Yeah.
Not halfway. Where is it?
Was that East Haven?
East Haven, yeah.
Awesome.
North Haven? No, that doesn't sound right.
West Haven?
West Haven?
The other way.
Central Haven.
That's just Haven.
Yeah. Ollie. Ollie got pulled away on urgent business involving Key. Would you continue looking after our horses until we can retrieve them? You will be rewarded.
Oh. Hi there, Guy. Sure. I'll keep looking after the horses. I was not aware that you were gone anywhere, so that's fine. Because it was only yesterday for him.
It was literally on yesterday. But fuck knows when we'll be back there, so. Next sending it again, is to Drathas. Town is solved. We must pick up the pieces. I would not ask for your assistance if it was not truly Drathas. My 25th word was sigh.
I'm glad the sigh was not in the actual thing, because that would have made him feel very bad.
No, the fifth word, the 25th word was sigh.
Oh,
So,
right, he heard it.
He heard sigh. He heard him sigh.
Shit. My apologies. I know you called in a dire hour. Unfortunately, my obligations prevent me from doing as I please. I protect the realm.
Wait, who's Drathas?
Drathas is my former character from Scrivener's Tale, the wizard who is now he is now the royal mage in another country.
Oh, who didn't
Ben's
come and help
previous
us?
character.
Yes.
Yeah. He called for his assistance when the nuclear reactor was at its pinnacle of being shaped up.
He also doesn't have teleportation, so he wouldn't have been able to get there very fast anyway.
Oh, does he not? I thought he did.
No.
Ah, well.
Can't be that good a wizard then.
Ooh. Wow.
Took gravity, thank you very much. He's a gravity wizard.
What kind of wizard doesn't take
I thought he was a
teleportation?
war mage.
He's a war mage, yes.
Yeah.
This is specifically about doing damage. That's why he did the 240-something points to a slime that didn't flinch.
Oh, is it? Fucked up.
The highest amount of damage I have and ever will roll.
Yay, wizards.
Yay, wizards with teleport.
I will not have you wizard shame me.
Absolutely.
I will cast sending again.
What goes in that spellbook is no one else's business, all right?
I will cast sending again. Have I learnt my lesson from using all my spell slots? No. No, I haven't.
Nope.
You're exhausted
This-
anyway. You're not going to be doing much today, so.
Good point.
That's what we think.
Oh boy.
True. The recipient of this mission is going to be the assassin that we fought in the cave.
Ooh.
Whoa!
That took the
Hi.
shard.
Is this going to be like the conversation from Taken?
What
I
is
have a
I don't know
very
that
unique set of
conversation.
skills. I will find you.
I just read that.
Do you
bit
know
out
what?
loud.
Do you know what? It kind of is. It kind of is.
I can't remember anybody's accents, by the way. I remember Dolly's.
The assassin didn't even talk.
No, I don't think they
Okay,
did.
good.
Wait, I don't. Did they talk? I'm trying to think now.
I don't think so.
They probably smoked.
They
They
probably. I think they talked to Salma.
They just kind of detonated a couple of mines or something.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Anyway. I'm going to enjoy collecting your bones. I'm going to make you repent all eternity. Sorry, I should say all for all eternity, for eternity. As you burn in limbo's purifying flames. This isn't over, assassin.
Well.
You can choose to reply to that now.
I can, yeah. I wonder.
How long does someone have to respond to the message?
Good question.
Good question.
I
It
think
must
you just
time
have.
out at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next day you go, oh, hey, sorry, I was busy.
You actually just left an answer phone, man. Oh. Well. It took a while. I didn't know who you were. Of course. You could always hire me. I am that good. Assassin out.
You smoke bomb.
Another boom boom ball. Exactly.
Goddamn boom boom balls.
Good. Information gained. Tick. Guy is gonna grab his mallet and use it to help him stand up. As he's gonna make his way downstairs. Solomon, where are you right now? You're outside, right?
Yeah, outside in the back.
Right.
Occasionally, see a dog jump through a window, like a window of a ball.
Through the window? Oh god!
Just like, doesn't he have a little, like, doesn't he hover? You just go
Yeah.
and get the ball and then just...
See a new dog fly back and forth through a window.
And Solomon's also like in the street somewhere, just helping.
Carrying people's bags and stuff.
Oh.
You bump into Morthan looking around the kitchen, trying to find something to eat.
Just fucking leave him to it.
Oh, hi.
Guy looks to a cabinet and just kind of gestures to it, and it just opens. There's like apples there, in there. Help yourself.
Thanks. Oh, thank you.
Do you know where Solomon is?
Oh, he went to help people outside, and then maybe, wasn't sure, maybe going to find his horse.
Mistral.
But,
Do you know where she is?
no. I don't know where Delan is, and Silver is outside with the dog.
I look outside the window. Indeed.
Bork. I have ball.
It's just one of those
Dog
dogs.
Says I have ball.
The dog can fly. It also has little rubber bits now. That's...
It's also a completely different dog breed.
It's totally different.
How are you feeling, son?
Oh, totally fine. Lie.
Insight check.
Lie. No,
19.
It's a lie. Oh, yeah, no. Well, you know, these things happen to everybody. So, It's very different to my little shop. But it's what well, it's not technically what I said, is it?
Sorry, what was that?
I was like, well, it's kind of what no, it's actually not what I signed up for, is it? So.
I think it literally is.
Well.
You joined an adventuring party.
Yeah, I didn't think adventuring parties kind of stuck the nuclear magic thing.
No, yes, that is it's a new one. I've not encountered that.
See? Same. Aye. So, you know, I guess I'm in the same boat as everybody else. I'm just a lot newer at it.
Yes.
It's a learning curve.
It is. I do not know much about being new. It's been a while since I did all this for the first time. So, it's hard for me to give advice.
How old are you?
Very.
How old is Very?
How old are you?
15, almost 16.
So young. So young.
How old are you?
I lost count around 500.
Wow. That's old.
Quite a lot.
You don't look old. Well, I mean, I can't tell. You got a mask on.
The goddess's magic affects us all in different ways.
Is she my goddess?
Can be. She's just a goddess. You can choose her if you wish.
Oh.
For my instance, she chose me.
Oh, cool.
It just so happened that our paths align.
Cool.
I know her quite a bit. But if you do choose to continue on the same path that we all follow, she will be watching over you through me. Through me.
Oh, that's cool. Do you know what she looks like?
Have I had any visions from Tia? I think I've only heard a voice, right?
Yeah. You know,
Only
like the
interpretation of her.
Yeah.
Only what the book shows me. I've not met her personally. She has spoken to me.
Oh.
But I've not seen her face.
I don't think she's seen yours.
Oh, she has.
Oh, really?
I do not hide my face from her.
Okay. He goes to grab an apple. 2 apples.
4 apples.
Another apple.
You know, he's still part, like, cow man, so he has, like, 8 stomachs.
Wow. Don't think that's how it works, but yeah.
No, I think that's a bison from Last Airbender. Actually.
Oh, wow.
I think that's getting crossed wires there.
Yeah. It's also only 4. So.
4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4.
Yeah. He takes his 3 apples and he's like, I'm gonna go outside.
Yes, I need to have a word with Silver. Do you have any plans?
What's that?
Do you have any plans for today?
Me or Silver?
That Morthan.
Oh. No. I was just gonna go around town. I've never been somewhere so big.
Very well.
Do you need help with anything?
No. Well, yes, but not. So you're free to travel. We will contact you if anything.
Alright, okay. With the thing that you do in the head. Right.
Yes.
Got it.
He gets up
Looking
and leaves.
forward to that, yeah. If you go outside, he's gonna follow you. You sit down on like a bench or something, and he's gonna eat his apple watching the dog.
Great city adventure.
He's gonna see his apples, and then he's gonna go. Just wants his breakfast, man. Carry on.
Silver.
Yeah.
You alright?
Yeah.
Good. I roll insight check.
You don't need to.
I don't need to, but that
Sure.
was a natural 20 for a 30.
I mean, what's that? Silver can't lie, but I get to roll my new dice. It was a 1.
Oh
A
no!
1 to a 30. Tell
Which
me
dice
all of
are
your
they?
secrets.
Was that the
Which-
first
which-
time you rolled him?
Think so?
Which dice are they?
Now, didn't we roll him before?
Oh no, we did. Yeah, we did roll them at the convention, and I
Is it
didn't get
the-
above a 10. This is the artifice.
The pink
one.
ones. Okay. Oh, liquid core.
No, just artifice symbols.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that the
How-
one with the D6 has
Little goggles.
Oh,
My
okay.
favourite dice.
Oh,
You hear that, D20? The D6 is the favourite.
The
Start
D4
behaving.
is the favourite.
Stop behaving.
D6 has little light bulbs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Aw.
but yeah, Silver is not okay. Funnily enough.
Who'd have guessed? Are you okay?
No. I'm quite ill, but I am fine. I require your assistance.
Oh, yeah, sure. What sort of assistance?
I need help casting a spell. Your assistance could be beneficial.
Are you sure about that?
Positive.
Okay, sure. I
What happened in that room? It's not your fault, Silver.
mean, there's...
It was beyond your control.
No, it shouldn't be though, should it?
How so?
Well, you can control your magic. Mistral control your magic. I should be able to control my magic.
I have no control of magic. My magic comes straight from my goddess. If she chooses not to give it to me, I will not have it.
Okay, sure, true, but there's a difference.
There is.
Like an all-powerful being is trusted to do with that magic, and you have great control of it. I was born.
Your magic. innate.
Sorry, I missed what I said then.
Your magic is more innate.
Yes.
God, I need a map of the world.
Let me put you on the map of the world.
Map of the world.
There you go.
You are from Arbor, correct?
Correct.
It seems magic flows freely over there.
On
Quite.
path. Yes.
I don't see how this is your fault. My apologies. I am not good at this. It is simply not your fault.
It is my fault because I chose to put the risk in place.
I see. You chose to attempt to help. You made the right decision.
You say so.
I do. And if you wish to continue helping people, I'll happily ask for your aid.
But all I can do is try.
That is all we ask.
So what do you need me to do?
I'm going to attempt to commune with my goddess. It would help if more magic casters were involved to boost power.
Okay.
I would like Mistral to be here as well, but I do not know where she is.
I don't have a clue. Knowing Mistral, she's probably with the land.
We are quite close. The ship of the year.
Natural magnetism. It's understandable.
Milan and Mistral. Halite and Diana's mum.
Yes!
No!
Yes!
I'm keeping that one alive.
Make it happen.
I'm banking on that one when she
Fuck
eventually
off.
comes back.
No.
Oh, yes. Forgot about that one.
Oh, I didn't.
I didn't. No. Anyway, let's pick up from she's probably with Dalan.
Yes, they are quite close.
Yeah.
Do you know of the spell Commune?
No. Well, willing to try and learn it. Or help as best I can.
Just follow me.
Sure.
So, I'm going to cast Commune, Bree,
Yes.
as a ritual.
Yes.
So, thanks to this handy-dandy book that has Commune right here, on page 16, when two or more spellcasters unite to perform this ritual, all participants are aware of the questions asked and answered, and can ask an additional question per spellcaster in the coven.
Yep.
So
you can do 3 normally?
Yeah, 3 normally. Yes or no questions. +1.
To add an artificer flare, can I try and make like a radio frequency device? Is the answer?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just pulls out a radio.
I'm sure you could get a god on that, yeah. Nice. Yeah, cool.
This device can communicate with gods. Incredible.
You just gotta point the aerial in the right direction.
Down.
What is it?
It's like adjusting the aerial on top of the TV like you did when you were a kid. Holding it still so your dad could watch whatever football you want to do. It's like, no, don't move.
Yes, Dad.
I had to do that, but on top of a roof.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was terrifying.
But Dad, I need to go to the toilet. We've got a guttering, all right? Just let it go into that.
And now we know why Guy is the way he is.
Don't mess with my mum and rugby.
Get up there.
Right.
Hold it.
Yeah, go for commune.
Go for commune. Is Lumia Costa still among the living?
Let me just read the spell.
Cost, and the words specifically were still among the living.
Yeah. What was that? What did you just say?
You turned to Phil?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You're the one who spoke last, wasn't it?
I was just repeating back what Doran said.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. What was the question?
Is Lumia Costa still among the living?
Ooh. This one takes a while.
You hear like filing cabinets open.
Yeah. Silver's aerial's like.
She's been like, Lumi. How are you spelling that?
How do you spell that? Let me just check.
Do you have a reference number?
Last scene. Date of birth.
This goes on to like the literally last episode where it was like have to wait in like a reception area to get commune with your god.
Yes.
On hold.
We are experiencing an unusually high quality of calls right now.
You are positioned
all the time
in the queue.
You are positioned 253 in the queue.
This is quite normal.
Yes.
Is that the answer?
Yes.
Yes. Is Lumia Acosta conscious? Is she awake?
No.
Is she in a dangerous area?
Yes.
Take this for it.
Here we go. One more question.
Yes.
Does Silver have to ask it?
I don't think she has to ask it. I think she can ask it if she wants to.
I think
and can ask, yeah.
Yeah, and can ask. You get like one more question for an extra person in it, from what I remember.
A bit of a bonus.
You can only ask yes and no questions.
Yeah. Do you have any further questions?
Did you already ask about the planes?
I did not.
Okay.
We should ask.
Because I can't be like, what plane is she on?
Yeah.
Because it's a yes or no question.
I mean,
I'd be like, is she on blank plane? Yes or no?
I mean, for most of our spells to work, she needs to be on this plane.
Yeah.
So you can just ask if she's on this plane, and then after that, we got to try and figure it out.
Is she on the material plane? Howl plane?
No.
Thank you. I bow my head. I'm going to try and narrow down what planes of existence that she might be on.
How many planes are there?
How many planes does Guy know about? He knows about the Feywild, and he knows about the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
Would he know any about? And he knows about the material plane, obviously. But would he know about any other planes of existence?
Roll a religion check. What?
I was expecting to be sad.
Wow. That is great. That's what you want from your game, isn't it?
Well,
I was expected to be sad.
well, I expected the Arcana to come up. That's 13.
No.
It's 13.
13. Yeah, so you know the Feywild and the Shadowfell. Shadowfell is where Cumtia is, the domain. And you know about the Feywild. I think on a 13, you'd know what I think. Like Ben and Phil, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know, but sort of the general consensus is, when you die, you go to Iben's plane to be like almost like judged in a way. And then it's just kind of like our version of heaven and hell, essentially. Like we would know that there was a heaven and then there was a hell, but we don't know anything else about it. You know, you can read about what the book says about it, but you don't know any more than that. So you know that Iben's plane is where people would go to be judged, and if you were a good person, you would go to Dolbora's plane to rest, and then you'd be resurrected, or what do you call rebirth? Yeah. What is the actual word for that?
Reincarnated.
Reborn?
Reincarnated. Back on the material plane. That's what like the Bibles say, essentially, religious texts. And on a 13, I suppose you can assume that like all the gods have maybe a plane, but you don't know what they are.
Yeah. I know there are quite a few planes. Most of them, or if all gods.
Right. So I just got to narrow it down.
Yes. I don't know which domain or which planes would be dangerous. I mean, I assume all planes have some dangerous locations within them.
I mean, the Fae is pretty known to be somewhat dangerous. I've never been there myself, but
I believe
they're usually
Lumi
known for
Costa, I believe she said the ley lines connecting Underheat didn't go to the Fae.
so we can rule that one out.
I believe so, yes.
Does she have some affiliation with a deity? Like maybe the goddess of knowledge or the god of knowledge? I have no idea.
Yes, maybe. Satsuna, maybe, yes.
Makes sense for Heed.
It does. I believe we need to learn more. I'm going to go to the library if you wish to accompany me.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you for your assistance.
Open. The library. Yay. Off to the library. Yay.
Off to the library.
Let's go look at some books.
It's almost like it's a theme between both campaigns.
Bree muted, I think.
Knowledge is power, motherfucker.
Libraries.
There
That's
we
what I
go.
was saying. You could tell how excited I was about a library. Yes, okay, you head off to the library. Yay. In the meantime, we have Delana Mistral's fourth date.
Is it fourth?
Good
Swear
lord.
there's
Yeah, I'm
been
not
more.
sure. It's probably quite probably more
I
like
don't want
8.
Rose to feel like a third wheel. Like,
Yeah, you're trying to seduce her.
Unless
you
you
know,
want to
I'm
be.
trying to let her be aware of my appeal. Oh, disclaimer, guys. He's a character, all right? He's a character. He's a character. He's a character, all right?
Oh, it's so creepy. Okay.
That's how they all justify it.
Yeah.
It's what my
Just-
character would do.
Oh,
Oh no! No, I'm becoming one of them. No.
oh no! Oh, that's
Legitimately cold shivers.
Yes.
good because it's bloody hot. Right.
Please, more of that. I want to be cold.
Oh no, please no. Anyway, you guys are walking in the street. I think are you heading towards sort of where like Fletch has her shop?
Yes, I
Or
think
the place where she works.
Wait, what?
Or the place where she works.
Oh, it's two separate places?
No, she works. It's not like her shop. It's like she just works
All right,
there.
yeah. But yeah, I think that's where I saw her before, and that's where Rose said that she would most likely be. Yeah. Then yeah, we should head that way.
A mass evacuation of the entire city.
Yeah.
Back to work, maybe not the first place you go.
So it's kind of like a bit manic out in the streets. These people have just sort of like come teleporting in. This is the first and probably only time they're ever going to use be teleported in this way.
There are a lot of people just being like...
Yeah, there are definitely some like just people sort of falling over and possibly being sick, yeah. And once they come back, they kind of like disperse and they're getting a bit disorientated and they don't really know which part of the city they're in. So there's a lot of that going on. And then occasionally, just while you're walking in the direction, there's just like a bamf and there's like 15 more people coming in out of that. So yeah, it's a bit crazy.
Delan is just when he's not talking about himself, he's sort of being like, "It's okay, it's safe now. You can return to your homes, folks."
Oh god.
Wait, no, he doesn't have that dramatic voice, does he? Irish, remember.
Gotta do it in Irish, yeah.
It's all right, folks. Stay calm. Get back to your homes now. It's safe now.
Walking behind the two of them this whole time.
Just
Not engaging unless I need to.
having to use your weather magic to give you more air because your sigh has now lasted 10 minutes.
I'm just channeling the wind through my body, so it's just a constant sigh.
Most people seem to recognize you and assume that you did good.
I am perfectly willing to totally go with that. Yep, that's fine.
I know.
Oh, look, another cold shiver.
Yeah, there it is.
Despite the fact that it is the blue cloaks who took them to safety and are now returning them to safety, Delan is sort of like, it's okay, it's all right, everybody. Heroes of Heed have got this covered. It's safe now.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to be associated with him.
I know, right? Mistral, like back and back, like, oh god.
What do you see in him?
Fucking
you.
Nothing.
This is all your imagination.
And yet, you keep getting yourself into this situation.
I'm not, because you all back away because you know what he's like. I'm the only one who's left to go, fine, I'll do it.
Because you know what I'm like.
Exactly, that's your choice.
I'm slowly learning what he's like, and I'll stop volunteering soon.
It's the smartest thing you've said already.
That's what happened with Drathus. It's why he got 2 fucking countries away.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
But yeah, you also notice in the street that the blue line in the middle of the street has gone. So the blue line of like light in the middle of the street, that's gone. There were like lights, there were like dancing lights, there were like I think you notice now just how much
Mundane.
it was so boring. You notice just how like much that this was powering. Just things like locks on doors or like lights.
Oh, that's a terrible
like
idea.
Everything.
Yeah.
Like like it had been in place for hundreds of years. Like there's no.
It's like the main strip in Vegas, but they have a power cut. It's just nothing there now.
Nothing. Yeah, just like every single home basically, just without light, without like anything.
Oh god, we're all gonna have to learn to like cook and stuff.
Oh my god.
There's going to be so many fires. Like, it's all right. I know how to light a candle. Unfortunately, in a city full of magicians, fireball should do the trick.
Yeah, create bonfire. Fine.
Yeah, they casting create bonfire on the wood in their fireplace, but no, it's the same as it is mechanically. It is a 5-foot cube. Just the entire living room goes up.
Quite big, yeah. It's half your house. But yeah. The magic has gone.
So are all the doors like permanently locked now, or are they permanently unlocked?
Wow. No, only some of them had that in that way.
Right.
So it's kind of like you know when you have a power cut and your key card don't work. Bit like that.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So it's permanently stuck in whatever thing it was before the power went out.
Yeah.
So if you left the door unlocked, it's permanently unlocked. If you left the door locked, it's permanently locked. Got it.
And a lot of people didn't have time to lock it again. So it's all unlocked. But there's that.
The people who did lock it should learn how to evacuate.
Yeah.
That's their lesson for next time.
Do you know
So what
the
Go ahead.
people that have the spell knock are essentially going to be like, when you've got that one member of the family that's good with computers. So every time, so basically they're just going to have to be like, oh, Ron at the corner house, he knows knock. Like, he's just like, oh, God, can you help us out? I was like, oh, for God's sake, yeah, all right.
It's
that or they're
essentially
just
like
profiteering.
Yeah. It's essentially like, I don't think knock opens arcane lock.
It does.
It does? Okay, then I don't know.
Wait,
I don't think it does.
I think it does. Hold on, I need to check.
Speculation. Anyway, let's get to.
But that is a good reason, like, because knock, like, you could just get into every house. So
it's gotta
the
be
ley
something.
lines helped with stuff like that. Counter magicking, right?
Yep.
That's actually a spell.
That's a
It's not counter spell.
Yep.
If you choose a target that is held shut with Arcane Lock, spell is suppressed for 10 minutes, during which time the target can be open and shut. So if the Arcane Lock is put on a thing, Lock will open it for 10 minutes, and then the Arcane Lock will turn back on.
Well, there you go.
Well, they should have just used a fucking physical key. But
Yeah, open
Which
that
Knock
as well, that's the point.
Which Knock can open permanently.
But
So surely no one would fucking bother locking their doors in this place. There's just no point.
That's why the
But that's
prison
what
is
the
such a
ley
big
lines
deal.
were for. It's like an alarm system. Okay, shut up.
No, I've understood you every time, Bree, and it's just got around.
I know. It's there to help combat
it-
the magic. Like, everybody has these things. As a thief is gonna have knock. Like,
Yeah, so there's no point locking your door.
well, no, because the ley lines
Keep
helped
it locked.
with that. That kind of.
Oh,
Put
okay.
a
All
chair
the
in front of your
prisons are
fucking door.
unlocked. That's all you need to know, alright?
Put a chair in front of your door.
So
So
anyway,
what
do
I'm
we
hearing
find?
is suddenly the
Anyway.
people who were very, very unwanted in this city, the mercenaries, who had to do everything without any magic, are now some of the most important people in this place because they know how to survive without it.
Like the rusty daggers or the
They don't exist anymore.
Shiny blades.
Shiny blades now.
The shiny blades,
Are they in heat?
they
Yeah.
are in somewhere.
Excellent.
On the outskirts, because that's where people with no magic
yeah,
live.
fucking shanty town.
Yeah, pretty much. No matter how much money you got.
Oh.
I know. Sad. Yeah, so you're walking along the street when these people are coming back. The closer you get to her shop, you get kind of like 2 streets away, and then another group of people teleport in, and then you notice that she is within that group of people.
look who we got here.
So yeah, she's looking really disorientated, and then Rose will run across and give her sister a big hug.
There we go.
Well, I'll be happy about it. God.
I know, right?
Cool. Dalan, let's go.
That's like Delan is full on puts his arms up and is about and goes
God, no.
That's and then as you time to go,
No.
he's like.
If he's actually going in to just invade their hug with his own hug.
Oh
then
no!
I'll grab him.
He's just like, oh, look at this great thing that's happened, and I have helped happen by being there. It's like, fantastic! Right, that's really good. She was awful worried about you, Jasmine. How are you doing?
I feel kind of sick.
It'll do that for you.
Yeah, what are you doing here?
We were just helping Rose come find you. She was very worried.
Oh.
Rose was tending to the property, and at the time that this evacuation happened, and her and your father didn't get out in time. They were
What?
I know.
You didn't get out?
But that's fine. They're both safe, as you can see. Rose is safe, and your dad's back
Well,
at the
if
house.
I'd known that, I wouldn't have gone. I wouldn't have gone. I would have come found you. Ah.
I know you both. It's totally fine. You stayed down in the cellar. That was the right thing to do. You followed the blue cloaks. That was the right thing to do. Don't worry about it. You're both safe and sound now. The heroes of Heat have helped set everything, make everything safe.
You saved the city.
Save the city is a little bit too grand, but everyone is now able to come back safely. So
we played a part in it, yeah.
Right.
It wasn't just us though. It was the councillors too.
Yes, they were also there, but they, as you can see, they're going to be busy working with the power issue that seems to be happening right now. So, you want to.
Oh shit!
You want to get yourself. I tell you what, you make sure you got some candles or lamps or something like that.
Stock up on toilet paper. I can't stress the importance of getting shitloads of toilet paper.
Absolutely, you wanna make sure you crush into those shops, all the grocery stores, leave nothing on the shelf.
Like some people around us heard you, we're quite busy, and they've just gone, oh shit, and they've just gone off, they've run off to God,
it was a matter of time before they realised this and did it anyway. So now Fletcher and Rose, they have the upper hand as well. You're welcome.
Wow.
How did I think that sending you with him was a good idea?
Yeah, you're supposed to be the smart one.
But it's okay.
Oh.
And it's worth noting as well, obviously, considering the this whole city went into full lockdown. There were traps, there were defenses that is put in place to keep any invading forces away. So it's quite dangerous. But thankfully, your sister was quite safe in the basement. So it's always worth noting if issues like that happen, if you can't get yourself evacuated, come to my house. The basement is a safe and secure place.
Come to your house, eh?
Or if you have a basement in your own house, stay there. By all means, stay in your own fucking house.
If you ever feel in danger, children, do not go to the creepy man's basement.
Oh my god!
But it's safe and secure.
How old?
She's like 20 odd.
Oh, how old?
How old?
About 150.
Oh my god! How old does he look?
I said he's an elf. He looks barely 30.
No, he looks like he's about 20, innit?
Yeah.
It would still be like me dating a 20-year-old.
Anyway.
I didn't get chills that time. I just feel sick now.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's kind of like, well,
if I remember rightly, Jasmine saw through all Delan's shit anyway, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. And she will say, well, I guess I gotta thank you then for saving us.
His chest instantly
oh god,
slightly.
She is being sarcastic. Do you know that though?
I'm just glad that neither of you were harmed. You're both safe.
I'm gonna do an insight check to see if I knew.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Oh, that's a 1.
Amazing.
I fully
she's
cringed.
genuine.
Yeah.
So she will lean in a bit and Delan, you're like, yay! And she's like, I'm being sarcastic.
Aw, his little ego.
I know.
Yeah, Delan's perception is probably good enough to hear that, but Delan doesn't hear that.
Chooses
his charisma overrides it.
Yeah, charisma fog.
dear.
Also, no one ever calls me Jasmine. So.
Sorry, it's Fletch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll go with that then.
Anyway, I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna leave you to saving the rest of the city. And if you ever want a rematch of when that time I kicked your ass.
It's such a weird like inflates
Yeah.
and then deflates and then
Yeah. I mean, I'm up for that. To kick your ass.
Same here. Yeah, I look forward to it.
God.
She kind of looks like, wait. Ah, shit. And then, yeah.
All right.
Anyway, thanks.
Rose, did you want to go with your sister, or did you want to head back to the house?
Also, actually, the dad is back in the house, so they'll probably both go.
Also, to like emphasize that you already know anyway, but now that Jasmine was here, like that was the first time he acknowledged that Rose was there.
Oh, but yeah, they start walking back to the house. Unless you're following, in which case this happened on the way, because that's really awkward. You're just both walking in the same direction.
I think it's far funnier that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for coming with, Mistral.
It's alright. I felt an obligation.
I understand. We're quite a duo. We're
Mankind.
quite a duo. Right.
No!
You need a holy symbol of forgive.
Splashing holy water around.
I can make that if you wish.
Probably best.
Just a
All
talent.
the divines above and below, none of them can stop him from getting to you.
All right, we better get back and work out what the hell we're gonna do about. It kind of like just gestures around about.
So I think
all of this.
I think Solomon mentioned trying to get the horses back, which I can help with, because I think it was a good few days to get there to East Haven before. But I can, because we've been there before, I can just go through some trees, be there like that.
That still sounds odd to me, but I can understand that he is probably just going to fret about that horse until he gets back to it. So,
I mean, it might just take 2 days because I can only do that once per day. So, I mean, it's still quicker than going on foot. So
that is
Not
true.
upcast it?
I could possibly. I only have the one spell slot for it.
What's the level?
7th.
Oh,
No, wait.
so you could do that. You could do that using
Sixth.
any rules and kill yourself. But like,
It's the 6th level.
Yeah, you should have 8 and 7.
You can upcast it twice.
You can upcast it twice. If you want to.
Does it say that? Because it's not in the list, because it's not one that I can actually...
Yeah, any lower level spell you can upcast it with
okay.
a high level spell. It's just, if you might get benefit, you might not. It might just be the same spell.
Okay. Then yeah, well there you go, I can cast it. I can cast it 3 times then.
ooh.
Like, I can use Disguise Self at 8th level. It won't give me extra benefits, but I can still use it. For example.
Alright, cool. Yeah. So I can go and grab the horses later.
He'll probably be very, very happy about that. All right, let's get back to the house then.
I fucking love high level games. It's just, I'll just pop halfway across the country. It'll take me 5 minutes.
I'll just nip through this tree, hang on.
See you in 5.
Also, Delan, you must have seen that in Freelskea. Like, come on. There's trees everywhere.
Oh, okay, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Just druids using trees like
Maybe you didn't
Main
notice.
highways.
let me call an Uber.
Maybe you just didn't notice before, and you're like, that's
Wherever
how you
we
always
go.
lost at like hide and seek and stuff.
Can you imagine like a woman on a date who just doesn't want to be there anymore? She goes,
Yeah, that's the one.
whoop. You turn around and she's gone.
Must have climbed the tree.
How did it go last night? Oh, I got tree walked. Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
Wow. But yeah, you're walking back to the house, and you realise that like I don't know. I wasn't gonna say anything. No, ignore me. I changed my mind. No, I changed my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, story.
We don't.
Can I say that's just a note in the kitchen saying, Guy Silver gone to library?
Yeah. You can do that. But yeah, you get back to the house. That's fine. I was gonna say something else, but
the nerds
I would
have
like
gone
to
the library again.
I'm just not even acknowledging that. I'm just going straight out to the garden. Because I haven't looked at my plants for a while, so
Classic.
I'm going to look at them.
So
Yeah.
I'm guessing as this happens, and then Solomon will go, "Oh, I got." And then as they just carry on, we can basically ignore the fact he happens. Like, oh, okay. He continues picking up other people's bags and go, "Come in."
You can't miss him. He's very big.
Yeah, but they still somehow manage to ignore me.
I'm just trying too hard to ignore Dalan.
No, just
Blocked everyone out.
makes him think that you don't like him. So
Oh, Solomon.
okay.
Oh.
Well, there's no one around. Well, if Mistral's gone, then the nearest person around to pay attention to him is Solomon, I guess.
Suddenly, Solomon appears. He's been there the entire time.
Yeah.
But he's just appeared for Dalan.
That is actually quite perceptive of Alice.
I was carrying bags. How did I get here?
Anyway, no. So Hans is still outside of the garden, and then the two girls go outside as well, and hug their father. And there's a nice little reunion there.
If Solomon's anywhere nearby, I'm gonna pull Dalan gently away to get him to help him with something while he watches him stand ever closer. Just like,
right. Solomon, how are you doing?
You're a big, strong lad. Come help me here.
Also, I think probably Morthan is still there as well.
Piling bags onto his arms. Not going
All
anywhere
right.
near these women.
All right.
Yeah. If Morthan is around, then you will do the same with Morthan.
They went to the library.
Yeah, Guy didn't leave a note. We just left it with Morthan.
Yeah, Morthan's the note.
Yeah.
It's just pinned to his chest.
Blood trickling down.
Oh no!
Really
God
hard.
damn it! God damn my boy!
God damn, that's 50% of his HP.
That might actually happen.
Lay on hands.
Stop cheating. I don't know why he did that.
God.
No, they went to the library if you was wondering where they went. We ran out of apples, so there's that.
I'm just gonna turn around. Didn't we have a cupboard full of those?
No.
Huh. I
Yes.
guess we need to get more animals.
Apples, not animals.
Yes, more apples for the animals.
Oh. Is that what they're for?
Never given your. Is that why your horse was so skinny?
No. He eats apples. Just I thought they were for, us as well.
Yes. But
Okay.
we need many more for all of it. How many did you eat?
I don't know. I was hungry. We hadn't eaten since yesterday morning.
It was all a blur.
This is fair. Counterpoint. I gave you 3 gold, and you devastated our kitchen of all the fruit in sight.
Oh, no, to be fair, it was just the apple. And maybe a carrot. That's it.
Again,
Point taken, I'll go out and get some food.
Please
don't think
buy groceries.
I honestly don't think anything's gonna be open. Everybody has just come back. Look, see, there's another group there. I don't.
Get out of our garden!
The blue cloak's like, oh, sorry, got a little bit off centre there.
They just, trample all over the flowers. Oh, God.
Pulse wave.
Chases them.
8th level tsunami coming up.
6th level pulse wave them. Fuck off.
Smite.
Everybody dies.
Get off my petunias!
Oh, yes. There's that. That's clipped.
But yeah, I'll keep doing that until someone gives some kind of instruction, because,
Yeah.
Is Solomon in the garden as well?
Solomon is basically going back and forth to where they're teleporting them back into the street, and
okay.
Whichever people who are struggling, whether they be from injury or from being elderly, to get back to their homes, escorting them, basically.
Yeah. So they essentially don't have any bags with them. They were asked to leave,
Yeah.
in a hurry, so they've left everything. The only thing is that they're queasy and falling over. So
yeah, that's essentially what he's doing.
Next time I see Solomon coming into the garden, I will speak to him then.
So, unless you grab his attention specifically, then he's going to keep doing.
Solomon, do you wanna come with me to get the horses? It can take us 12 seconds. Well, a bit more maybe, but. So I have a spell that lets me I could just walk into that tree and then appear in a tree in East Haven. and we can both do it as well. So like any number of people can go through it at the same time.
Do the horses count as people?
Yeah, creatures.
Turn and look at Morthan and go.
I just want some more apples.
The only question is, well, cart. Because we had a cart.
Should have a cart.
You have a fucking honking tree.
It says any creature, a large or larger inanimate plant.
I mean, can I argue that it's a larger inanimate plant because it's a dead tree?
No.
I find the biggest oak tree or something.
all behind, all of the metal gets left just planks.
It could just be a big bush, couldn't it? Though.
If it counts as large, yeah. But if we want it to be big enough to fit, a horse or a cart, if a cart can go through,
Really
can.
bush.
Then
like
I can just look for a massive, massive tree.
Or hedge.
Could find old Sherman. General Sherman. What's his name? The massive redwood,
Phil. Disappointed.
As it should be.
Okay. Anyway, yeah.
But yeah, so I'll just, assume there's a tree in the garden, so.
So I think
Absolutely.
we had 4 horses. We had Cinnamon, Atlas, Gyros, and
Meg, Ariel, Meg.
Meg, and they've got Meg as well.
Meg, Cinnamon, Atlas, Gyros, Jelly.
Jelly!
Oh, yeah, Jelly! Who's Jelly?
I think Jelly was just an extra horse of the cart.
Did I have a horse?
I think you
were the
might have been
horse.
Jelly.
Wasn't your
You were the
argument
horse.
that you could be a horse?
Yeah. Or you just
I
be
don't
a
think
horse?
you were a horse. There's a lot of walking, person.
I can't remember. I don't remember
Delan riding.
naming one. I think that was the joke.
Ah, yeah. Anyway, no. So you had Cinnamon, Atlas, Gyros, and Jelly.
4 horses.
Yeah, and then Meg is Morthan's horse.
So 5 horses to collect.
Yeah.
Okay.
And plus a cart.
Yeah.
And the cart. Dalan, can you want to come as well, and then we can grab 2 horses each, and you can get the one.
Yeah, certainly. It's been a while since I've travelled the Bark Expressway.
That's exactly how it sounded. Right, I'm definitely gonna get some more apples.
Okay.
Yeah.
Leave.
I'll.
Please don't leave Meg in a tree. I don't know how that works.
I
don't
will
know.
try my best not to.
It's amazing. You've done teleportation, but this is something else.
I didn't like that either, but sure, after you, Mistral.
So yeah, I mean, basically the kind of portal is open for about 6 seconds each time, so just don't.
Good luck getting all the
Don't
horses
dilly
in the 6 seconds. and a cart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we need to focus on getting the horses through. If the cart comes, then that's a bonus. But I mean, we got a lot of money. Let's just take stuff off the cart, tie it to the horses, and then just ride them through. Otherwise, we might have to wait until tomorrow to get the other 2 or something.
Yeah. I mean, we'll try and get them all, but
it's perfectly safe, Solomon. Don't worry. It's just if you take more than 6 seconds, you're trapped in a tree forever.
No, you just wouldn't be able to enter it.
Can I go get my horse now?
Yes, let's go.
You're not sure
Right.
which one you believe.
Neither. Can I just go get my horse now?
Yeah.
Just-
Mark that spell off, and you will walk into a tree.
Yep.
And then Hans and the 2 go, what the actual fuck?
Not as much as Hans is going to go, what the actual fuck, when the tree, which I imagine is surrounded by flowers, he's painstakingly arranged. A whole fucking horses come through and just trample all over.
And a cart.
We can go to a
potentially.
different tree. If this one's surrounded by, like, flowers, we can just find a random oak tree in a field or something.
There are no fields,
I
but there
imagine-
are parks.
Goddamn city.
Honestly, this
I
is far
know.
more entertaining.
No fields?
There are no fields. There are fields somewhere else.
Outside
Yeah.
Not
the
Heath's
city
problem.
walls. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's pretty barren as well. Yeah. So as you walk into the tree, in this end, and walk out of the tree, in East Haven, that's where we're gonna have a break because we
Okay.
need a pee.
Okay.
Yay!
Alrighty.
Magic is so weird.
Ah, it's creepy.
It really is. It really is very
It really is,
strange.
yeah.
I'm just going to
Druid
look through
shit.
this tree.
Druid magic.
The roots of the world connect. Or something.
Or something.
Something like
Some,
that.
I don't know.
some bullshit.
I don't fully understand how it works. I just know how to do it.
It's not good.
Sounds fair.
That's exactly what the nuclear reactor team in Heat said.
Yeah, this can't go that wrong.
Can't go wrong. It's a thing. It hasn't gone wrong, so it won't. Anyway, we're gonna be back in like 10 minutes.
Alright. Stick with us. We'll be back soon.
Bye.
Let's go.
Yeah, coming back.
Hello. We are back. We are. It is tis the season to for us Brits to complain about the heat.
'Tis the season to be sweaty.
'Tis the season to be sweaty.
Fa la 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 la, past the ice.
It's that kind of hot. Okay. Yeah, so cool. We left off before the break. We have, like it was just pointed out to me, we have team horses, team library, and then Morthan wandering around Heed for the first time in his life. Yeah, cool. Let's go to team library.
Team library.
Library in the house now. Okay.
In the library.
I'd be whispering because we're in the library, so it wouldn't be loud.
Yeah.
Library.
So it's the wrong season, Doran.
It is the season. It is the season.
Oh, imagine wearing like a fucking Santa hat today. Jesus.
Yeah,
I
like
get mine.
Australia have to do.
Yeah.
It's still very hot in Australia. It's offered.
Anyway, yeah. So you guys managed to get to the library. It's like I said, it's quite manic outside. And the library is empty, so that's good for you. You still have a library card, I guess. That don't work because there's no power. So.
Wait, did the library not get into the library?
Well,
what does the library card actually do? I thought it was just like a thing of like showing someone. It's like, hey, I'm allowed to be here.
Is it like one of those like in the train station, we've got to put a card through and it.
Yeah, it's like an Oyster card. No, it's kind of like there's like an archway, and it you can go in and out. It's like so the archway was there to like stop people taking books out that you weren't supposed to take out.
So we can take books out.
What you're saying is
I see.
the library's free game.
Yay.
Considering you needed certain passes to get into certain areas, and also when you got to the most like protected area, Lumia Costa, I believe was the one that came to stop you. Is that right?
She can't stop this anymore. I can't.
You got trapped in a. You got trapped in an arcane cage,
Too
I believe.
soon.
Yeah, so that won't be there anymore.
Nope.
So
Yes, it might be, but then
the library is just fucking chaos. Everyone else has realised the power's down. They're just fucking storming the library.
Raiding the library.
You directed them to the grocery stores.
Looting.
Yeah,
So yeah, the grocery stores have been looted. Bear. Library now is next.
I think the library be first. Like, yeah, the library be first.
Would Heed rioting be like looting? Would that be just like going into the local like bat breeders and getting as much shit as possible? So
yeah, it would be.
Oh, my little slime boy would get out of job.
Oh.
It's a character I haven't played yet.
No, you're not gonna. So.
Keep the law and order.
Oh, we got aid redeemed. Who would you like to give it to?
Hope we don't need that.
We must now.
Morthan.
Morthan probably best. He's the one
who's
wandering
he's on
around.
his own adventure.
Oh, Silver.
Oh,
nice.
Oh.
Are you ready for those library shenanigans?
To be fair, last time someone did not end well.
Huh?
Last time you were in a library, it did not end well.
Yeah, I got the information I needed.
That's
We got a library card out of it.
I got a library card out of it.
Anyway.
The entire episode of the cage.
Oh, useless.
So, yeah, this is going to work like it's worked before. You can spend as much time in here as you want. You will probably find all the information that you seek. It's just how long you spend in here. So, one investigation check per 4 hours of of looking around in the library. So that's 4 hours of like trying to like you kind of know what you want to look for. You're going to go look for it. You're going to take it off the shelf. You're going to go back and read it, realize it's probably not the right one, and go back and find another one. So yeah. What are you looking for? And roll some dice.
Yeah. What are we actually looking for?
So, there are 2 topics we could find out. How many planes there are. That's probably more easily sourced knowledge. One that might be a bit more tricky would be if Lumi or any of the council members had actual information of where their ley line went to. Because Lumi Acosta said it, I'm pretty sure she said it didn't go to the Feywild, but does that mean she knows where it went?
Okay.
And if that's written down somewhere, that might be useful information to know.
That might be in the restricted section.
I know there was one. Oh, wait, no, I've been there.
Up in the ultra restricted section. Oh, sorry.
That's why Silver got caught in the cage.
We've had a hydrate redeemed as well.
Yeah. Drink.
Hydrate, bitches. I finished my water already.
Oh, well.
I am sufficiently hydrated to the point where I've run out of water. For now.
Permanently.
Yeah, that's it. I'm done. I've had all the water now.
Oh.
I've met my lifetime quota.
Right, cool. So you are looking for books on planes.
There is no one here.
So you can be as noisy as you like and no one's going to shush you.
Absolutely not.
We're still polite.
So.
Wait, so Bree, there's no one here.
There's no one here, no. At some point in the next couple of hours, there's sort of a wizard is going to turn up. They're going to come back to work in the library, I guess.
What a nerd.
Oh, fair.
But that's within the first 4 hours research mission. At some point.
We're going to go to the restricted section. We can do it now. There's no one else here. But then, if the magic is still up down there, we're going to get caught for 4 hours. But I have teleportation boots now. Learned my lesson from last time.
By all means. I could also just ask permission. Sure. They will let us book whatever we want to if it revolves around saving their leader.
Yeah. That's the wisdomless thing to do.
Very well. I'm going to send a message. I guess, who would be the next person I would know? I guess the giant Grimlock, right?
Yeah.
Because if he's head of teaching.
Yeah. Go for it.
Grimlock. Would it be okay for us to enter the area? Involves helping Lumi Acosta and the entire country.
Stop.
Dot.
Yeah.
24 words. I couldn't think of something funny to say for the 5th one. For the 5th one.
Brother Guy, if you must, there will still be wards by Lumia Costa. So beware. I'll be up soon. I don't know how many words that was. So.
He said he'll be here soon?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, he said he would be here soon. So, in the meantime, we should look for a book about the plains itself by the time.
Okay. I'm going to search for the Book of Plains.
Yes.
Okay.
Help. Guidance.
And aided. That's not going to help.
Aid is just hit points.
That's a 28 without the guidance. How much does guidance give again?
D4.
29.
All right. Okay. So that's good. Yeah. So that's just this 4 hours of searching. You managed to find the right area. Are you just looking for just plains in general?
Like,
Yeah.
how many planes of existence are there? Stuff like that.
Plane
Okay.
spotting.
Planes for Dummies 101.
The types of planes and whether like deities have it and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So there is not that much in the library about that kind of thing. But you do manage to find it's like on the bottom shelf right in the corner of the section, and it's like something that you wouldn't it's not even stacked properly. It's like that way in. So you wouldn't
That's
be
why
looking.
Silver could find it. It annoys her.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like that's
I'm
not
at
right.
eye level now, so it's fine.
Oh, you're short now, yeah.
Oh, you're not that short, Christ. But yeah, you just about see it. Like it's just sort of tucked in somewhere where you would not find it unless you had 29 on the roll. But in this, so I guess this section would be about the gods and yeah, it's not a very big section. But
Maybe
you
don't care
find
about gods. I'm offended. I'm offended.
well, there's like yeah, not as much as this is, all the things that I've written down over my time on this planet. um, theories. Yeah. But yeah, so this book it looks super old. And you open it. Oh, so you look at it, and it doesn't have a name. It doesn't have a name on it or anything. So you open it up, and you realize that it's a journal. And as I guess, are you gonna look through it and read it and stuff?
Yeah.
I guess Grimlock is still coming here.
Yeah.
But taking his time.
He has taken his time. He has some stuff to deal with.
Sounds like a him problem.
Yeah. Sounds quite rude, to be honest.
Wow. You're going to go up against a giant.
Yes.
The magic missile takes him out, doesn't it? So it's fine.
Couldn't do that. I made that boy. I can't do that.
You know how strong he is then. Yeah, so you realise that this is some kind of journal. And you only realise that it's about the planes of existence because it's written on inside the front cover. While you're flicking through it, you kind of realise that it's not just one person that seems to have written in this book as well. This seems to be a sort of like a few different people. You can tell by the handwriting. And it's really, really hard to read. It's like someone's written in it, and the next person's come along and scrapped it out, written something else along the side, and it's just like that throughout. So it's really difficult to read. But over the next couple of hours, you know sort of the gist was there's a wizard who was studying the ley lines and happened to come across the planes of existence, or some of them. That's kind of not what they were calling them, essentially. That kind of comes later on in the book. Somebody else actually writes, "Oh, they're called the planes of existence?" ? So through the scribbles that you can decipher, this person knows that they exist, and they start on their journey of trying to find out what exists and how they exist and how they can further their research to get to these planes of existence. There are very rough sort of they're not dates, but there's definitely sections of bits where this person just has come back to write more. So he knows. So you've got a little note that says Fae and Shadow easy to find. Ethereal ghosts ? Elementals ? Then it has a little bit about what you would know as common knowledge, what I said earlier about Dolbora's plane and Ibin's plane. And then there's a note in a different handwriting that says deeper planes ? It says sort of there's then a few pages in, there's a drawing of a very rough circle, and there's an arrow to one part that says gatekeeper ? There's a lot of notes and question marks and stuff. There are a few more notes later on that say light and it says then that the light and shadow planes or realms, they would be called. Extension. Let me write this properly. Feel like I'm rambling, which I am.
Imagine what this book is like.
Yeah, exactly. It says the light and shadow realms have been the easiest to find. There are pockets or gates scattered around the material plane. You just need to know where to look. And then there's like a very rough diagram of the continent. Like you haven't been south of the continent, but you definitely recognize the top half as Asatris. And they've kind of tried to dot potential ley lines together. And then it will say the ley lines may hold the answer to planar travel, right? Ben is looking at me like, holy fuck, she's giving everything away. Yeah, I am. Next bit is did I say that bit already? I can't remember. Yeah, the light and shadow is an extension of the material plane. I said that. Time works differently in these planes. I have been to both now. They are echoes of each other. The Fae is beautiful, but dangerous. Shadow not somewhere you want to stay. Nothing grows there. Just as dangerous.
Guy knows talk.
I
don't. Guy knows talk. He says.
What's that?
He says, I don't think this guy knows what he's talking about. In reference to the shadow plane.
Grumble, grumble, grumble. Old man grumble.
Literally, is exactly that.
Yeah. A little bit further on it says, inner and outer planes might be a thing. No way to travel to all the planes. To all. You can tell as well that this book is like super duper duper old, and even the same writing seems to I should get you to roll for it. They haven't rolled much.
Roll 29 to find the damn thing.
I know, right? I guess do an insight check. I don't know. Is that the right thing? Both of you can if you want.
Either you both do or you help me.
I'll help you.
Cool. Guidance.
Oh.
Where is my 26?
In team library.
27, 28, 29, 30. 30.
30.
Wow.
Nice. I know.
I have a nerd and anime on my side. And the gods on my side, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah, so you realize that even though this is the same handwriting, it seems to have like not been written at the same time. Like months or years could have been it could have been between these writings. I don't know how you'd get that, but you do. On a 30.
This ink is so old.
This ink is so old, and this is like more modern, you know. Yeah, exactly.
Different blend of ink, I reckon.
Yeah. And then also someone else seemed to have picked it up. Maybe an apprentice or something, because it's not common knowledge. You do find a couple of names as well in there. The names are Ovia. There's no like surnames or anything. It's just Ovia and Arun.
How do you spell that?
So Ovia.
Yes.
And then there's another name, Arune. Arun. And they seem to be sort of people who are writing in this.
So are they names that any of us recognise?
No.
Just in case you're in like another book, like as a et al. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, you've never heard of them. I say that now. There's another section that's planar travel. It goes into like some spells can do this, and then lists a couple of spells that you know of. And then it has gates, and then it kind of has a list of like shadow realm, cemeteries, and dark places. Yeah, Fae, forests, yeah, deep in the forests of Frielskia. Don't go. Basically.
Bloodstain.
Yeah. Ouch. Um.
Sorry, I love the idea of a very educated researcher doing all of these incredible, like, detail things, and just don't go. Dot. Ouch.
Ouch.
Dot.
We're not allowed to write any more than that.
As I'm taking an arrow out of my chest.
Why is it written in red ink? I don't.
Oh no. Thud ink. Ethereal plane. Some spells. And then sort of like in a different handwriting, it says and death. It also says next, like a note next to the note. Very dangerous. Then it says against sort of near your what's the bloody spell called? Plane shift?
Plane shift.
Plane shift. There's a spell called plane shift. Difficult. Yeah, so plane shift is a spell known not to many. If it is known, it is difficult to acquire the correct components. So is this is something that Guy wanted to know?
That's one of the things he exactly wanted to know.
Yeah. So it does go into the tuning forks of the plane shift. I actually made rough notes myself, and I was writing. So this is gonna be an echo of what the actual thing. Okay. Yeah, I should have. Okay. So to use the tuning forks to get to the different planes, to reach the different planes, every plane requires tuning forks made of different types of metal. Every plane has its own pitch, and the tuning forks must be in that pitch. So the only planes that don't use metal are the ethereal plane and the plane known as the astral. It says ethereal equals glass, astral equals quartz.
Quartz?
And then the note next to the note says, sort of up the page, says, these will glass will shatter, quartz will probably shatter.
What does that mean?
Next to the glass. So the first layer for example, the material plane is the first layer. First layer uses pitch. Second and third layer uses minor or major chord of that same pitch, which requires more than one tuning fork struck at the same time.
Oh, fuck me. Oh, fuck.
I really need to speak to the bard person. You know,
That's
bard on the
great.
council.
That's why I'm currently in a fucking local hospital.
I mean, you're a bard. I still want to play.
Oh, come here.
What bard is in a local hospital, excuse me?
The one on the council.
Yeah.
Cool, just making
not
sure.
Not the girlfriend.
It was like, pardon?
I said bard on the council.
I just heard there is a local bard on.
I forgot your girlfriend. Okay.
Fair.
Yeah, that's somewhere. So this is the first mention we've heard of the astral plane.
Yeah. So, if you flick back a little bit, you probably notice there's like this tiny little bit about the astral plane that you didn't see before. And it says astral ? Connecting all planes. Everything and nothing all at once.
That's a great film.
It is a great film. I fucking love that film. It was my film of the year.
Still haven't
So
seen
good.
it, but that's fine.
So good.
It says yeah, so most planes use metal. Some use an alloy.
Fuck.
If the metal is the same, then the size is important. Being
I know I'm an artificer, but there's too much fucking science in this.
It's a lot.
It's major keys. It's metals, alloys.
Yep.
Glass and quartz.
Hey, imagine what it felt like making the notes.
Fuck. Maybe a little bit cost of thing.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, if the metal is the same, the size of the forks are important. Being tuned to sharp or flat is important for the elemental planes. Depending on whether they are aligned closer to the plus or the minus planes. This now goes over your head, and it's okay to go over your head.
It went over my head a while ago.
Right, so it's like a magnetic or battery. You got the pluses and negatives. So the tuner is the power point. So if you tune the right frequency, it powers the battery, which then opens up the gate to go into the plane.
But how are you meant to find out the glass quartz one is tuned correctly? Because they will shatter if you use them.
That's why we get a bard who has pitch perfect hearing.
Right.
A fork made from. There's more. Sorry.
They're tuning forks. They have always been forks.
Okay.
Hang on, that's not what I want. Maybe it's on that one.
Give me a couple of days and I'll make an auto tuner that goes to the right.
I'm not sure if we have a couple.
That's amazing.
So you're saying that what? It's like give you a couple of days and you'll make this universe's version of Shay.
Oh god.
No, Cher, stop it! You're opening the portal! No! No, the demons are escaping! That's why she was on that battleship in Turn Back Time, basically, because she had to, because of the things she unleashed by using all that auto-tune.
Oh god.
Cher is the Antichrist confirmed.
It's a different tale of Moromia too, right there, isn't it?
I tried to clip it and it didn't work.
That's fine, I'll get it tomorrow.
It's because Cher knows. She knows
she
all.
does now. I was going to say something else, but I don't know if I've written it down. I'm pretty sure I did. But I can't remember what was last.
How do we know the key or pitch or frequency is correct with that same plane?
Yeah.
So, everything is in the pitch of A.
Everything's in the pitch of A.
Okay, that's
that
good.
on there.
A.
And then it goes.
Using logical deduction, you would assume A major is for the light domain, A minor is for the shadow domain.
Makes sense.
Major's high, minor's low.
Mm-hmm.
And then you find the frequencies in between depending on where they more align to either light or dark.
Would you assume that the middle of the A major minor would be hero plane that we're on current?
Or maybe that would be the gate, the one where everything is all but nothing is everything. Because that's the gates to all.
The astral plane.
Yeah.
Maybe.
To tune you're gonna love this. To attune to a fork. It's not just I'm gonna sit with it for an hour.
You don't. You have to attune to it as well.
You have to attune the fork to the plane of existence that
Yeah,
you
but
want
not
it to go
yourself.
to. No.
Okay.
And by doing that, you have to go to the plane
Oh,
itself.
yeah.
How'd you get to the plane?
Well,
That's-
that's it.
Oh, for the
You
Leyland.
gotta ding the fork, and then you gotta leave it there for about 24 hours so it can.
At that
plane.
fucking pitch? Or is it like just doing it once and that's it?
You do it
No.
once.
Okay, thank fucking God for that. Imagine doing that for 24 hours straight. The fucking auto-tuner comes into play. Let's do it.
So the forks are pointless, is what we're finding out. Because the only reason we needed them is to get to the plane in the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
And if we could get to the plane anyway, unless we find one that's already attuned somewhere in heat,
Which is a possibility.
maybe if we can find whoever wrote these books, if they're still around,
Yeah. That's,
or their ancestors or whatever.
yeah.
Maybe you can find some leftover tuning forks.
Or they can take us there themselves if they're that interested in the planes.
Maybe.
There's another journal entry. Says I'm slowly finding that the ley lines offered the key to our gate to other planes. I have found that physical gates have remained functional for many, many years. Some are protected by druids and elves. Some have been made. And then it says sort of different runes, stone, the tides of the what's it called again? What's it called again? The
rapids.
That one. The rapids. The tides of the rapids. And the alignment of the moon all work together in a way to open these portals. There's another journal entry. It seems I have been gone for many years. Not my intention. Time must work differently in these other planes. My wife is much older now.
Oh.
Aww.
What's that?
Sad.
Okay.
I have. Oh, there's like another map of like where this person thinks the nexus points. Where do they go to? It says, I have a theory that there is a nexus point in Ascana. I will have to research this. Next page. I have found the nexus point deep underground. I will I believe it goes to the astral. I'm going to test my theory. And that's where the book ends.
Oh.
Through the astral plane.
Makes sense. I mean, if she did it while we're in the underground part of the college, maybe we're close to a nexus point we didn't realise.
But he didn't mention how he activated to get through there.
Maybe it's something to do with the moons and the tides. If they are in the right spot, the nexus point opens.
Maybe. Maybe you can push through it somehow.
I missed that.
Because that's what I assume Lumia cost.
Sorry, Dawn, you're cutting out.
Oh, sorry. Maybe there's some way to push through it somehow.
Maybe.
Because that's what I assume Lumia Costa did when that whole huge explosion of power happened.
Yeah. I mean, a power surge could give it enough power, push it over the edge.
Perhaps that is the way to do it. So,
Perhaps. Everything's shut down now.
did it... Yes, maybe you can reawaken it. Because I believe all the crystal did was pull the magic forth from the nexus point.
So maybe it's returned to the nexus point.
Maybe. Did it mention anywhere in their brain what metal the material plane is for?
Yeah, I have that info. I shall share it.
Thank you. So kind.
Iron.
Iron.
So
Iron
most are made of
tuning
iron.
If we attune to the material plane
Yes.
with that, then we got a way out if we go through.
Yes.
Smart.
I believe I can probably get us out. Well, if we didn't have that.
That's a backup
But
plan.
having this would be a good backup plan.
Fucking team library.
Furthering the plot!
Yay!
No.
Fixing
Where
the
the
mess
fuck are we
that
gonna
just
get
happened
quartz?
last time.
Where the fuck are we gonna get a tuning fork made out of quartz?
I mean, we're in Heed.
Is Grimlock here yet? What's happening with Team Horse?
We
Team Horse.
just got horses and come back.
Hey, Team Horse is doing equally an amazing job at their
Just
brief.
as important a job.
Just as important
Absolutely.
as Team Library.
Yeah.
Oh, while they travel trees.
Just there and back in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just in the stable taking care of all the horses. Giving Cinnamon a nice brush down.
No.
Don't imagine Cinnamon's had a brush in a while.
Actually, very brushed.
I said in a while. It's a scary horse.
It has
I
had a brush.
don't
Had a
imagine
brush yesterday. Literally yesterday.
don't imagine Ollie was going to approach.
Oh no. He has, though.
Did you say that all of the tuning forks are iron? Or most of them are iron?
Most of them.
Do they need to be something
Or
different?
an owl eye.
Could they just all be iron?
No, we need
No.
quartz or glass to get into.
Is this all being communicated back to us again? No, that you're
At some point, probably.
Yeah.
At some point.
It
That's what
would
I'm asking.
also
They-
say, again, theory, question mark, upper, deeper planes, gold, question mark?
We're taking this book with us.
It's a free for all. You just fucking loot the library. So which ones need amethyst? No, quartz. Which ones need
Yeah.
quartz?
Quartz is astral. I don't think any other one needs quartz.
Oh, okay.
It also mentioned it's shattering. I don't know if that will be of concern. Maybe if we cast a spell through it, it will shatter.
I can help us get to different planes, I think,
How so?
without casting the thing. I've got another spell, which is now gone. Where's it gone? One moment, caller.
Why does everyone put me on hold when I ask questions?
Planar binding.
Planar
I
binding?
can attempt to bind a celestial, elemental, fey, or a fiend to my service for 24 hours. Effectively, I can.
That sounds like a great idea.
Sure, just go.
Oh,
kidnap.
creature must be within range. Okay, so there already has to be one. So I can. Yeah, I can cast Conjure Elemental and then cast Planar
Fuck me.
Binding.
Christ.
Oh, okay.
So at least the elemental can go back to the elemental plane with the rod and ding it.
But then how does it come back?
I can tell it to come back. I'm assuming an elemental can just transport through.
Typically, no. They are usually stopped by the gatekeeper. The only reason they're here in the first place is because you summoned them.
How do you know you're summoning the right one back?
No, I assumed I would just tell it to come back.
How? It's
Like,
a different plane.
You take this into the other plane, ding it, wait 24 hours. Yeah, wait 24 hours and then come back.
I'm not an elemental, but I feel like I would not do that.
Could you imagine?
They're in my service for 24 hours.
Hello, being of ephemeral power. I have kidnapped you from your plane of existence, from the only life you have ever known. You will now do my bidding by taking this tiny metal fork.
A bound
Go over
creature
there,
must follow my
Give it
instructions.
a little wiggle and smack it against something until it makes a humming noise.
It
When the
comes
humming
back.
noise is done, come back to me.
It comes back after 24 hours, but then that 24 hours is up and it's no longer doing your bidding, so it's probably going to kill us.
So then you have to fight it.
Well, I can upcast it to do it for 10 days. If I do it a one slot higher, it'll be 10 days. So we can use the same one if it can travel through different planes to do each different plane.
I don't condone the enslavement of celestial beings.
Hey, I didn't write the spell.
Like, the elementals,
You shouldn't know the spell.
the elemental spouse is just going to be like, I don't understand what happened, Jane. He totally changed. Totally changed personality. He just kept going on about having to make music for the material plane. It's just, I don't understand. He's changed. I can't stay with him. I'm worried about him.
I want to play that one shot.
You are the elementals that are ripped
The
from
wife
home.
and kids of the elemental that got summoned.
Yeah.
Yeah, just all-
You're the fae and the woodland creatures and the fucking celestial.
various
Oh.
creatures that have been traumatized by random adventurers over the years.
And from our book, an ooh.
It's
I
just
wanted to
Mistral.
just lie. He turned me into a Hoover.
Don't remember.
I do know an angel. I could ask them for assistance, maybe.
Not
That's the most
different, come
level
on.
16 thing in the world.
Asking.
Ah.
It has the capacity
Asking.
to say, sorry, I've got more important shit to do than hit a rock with some metal. Fucking insignificant worm.
My way just ensures it'll work.
I mean, it does, yeah.
Guy just shakes his head.
Oh, if this conversation's actively going on around Solomon, it's just going to be...
Oh, I thought we were theorizing. Is this actual? Are we actually back together and debating this?
Oh, I wanted to talk to Grimlock, but he's not fucking showing up.
He's busy. I mean, you could, but then you probably wouldn't be able to get the book out.
Well,
yeah, he'll turn up. He'll turn up. It's fine.
This is what I would say when we're all back. and
that's a conversation we happens in the future.
Yeah.
A flashback with a flash forward.
Just flash forward to this evening when we're discussing it over dinner.
One of our bountiful bowl of apples.
Yeah,
whatever the
Morthan comes
fuck.
back.
Let's do Team Morthan.
Morthan.
Team shopping.
Oh, God,
Team
no,
shopping. Morthan.
Team grocery
That's
shopping.
next episode.
Has found loads of apples. He has found a grocery market thing. There was no one there, so he left a gold piece on the thing.
How many did he get?
Money.
One apple. Does he know how much? What's the value of?
Oh fuck! He ran a shop. Of course he does.
He was an apprentice. He was just doing the labor. They probably didn't put him in charge of money.
Ran the shop.
No, he got loads of groceries, and he also brought back a special apple that was covered in like toffee.
I thought you were going to say it was a golden apple or some shit like that. And
it's just covered in glitter, and someone sold him it as a magic apple.
I know what the golden apple is in D&D. I don't want that shit.
I don't know what that is.
And then you throw it outside, thinking, "Why you wasted all our money on this fucking apple?" And then the next day is a massive beanstalk.
I feel that's the wrong story.
I want to play that one shot.
Not an apple tree, a beanstalk.
I mean, Mistral would be happy if it was a vagina. Mistral would be happy.
I really want to play that one shot.
So you know, children, apples come from beanstalks.
They do in this realm.
You sure we're not in the Fey realm?
Oh my god.
That is the one shot that will take place in the apple.
We might be if I scream loud enough.
At the right pitch. Oh, I'm just gonna check to see if I gave you all the information that I actually wrote down.
So what was the bit
More
about
information?
chords? You need
Let's
to
see
do
actually how
chords
many
as well.
planes there were.
What?
You said there's a bit about having to do chords, not just one note. You had to do a chord,
Yeah.
which is a minimum of 3.
Yeah. So
you
what
three-
I said was, so the first layer uses a pitch, and that pitch is usually A. The pitch of A. Second and third layers, I didn't say the third layers because I didn't think it would blow your minds. Second and third layer
Mine's already blown.
minor and major chord of that pitch, which requires more than one tuning fork struck at the exact same time.
So yeah, you got to do like an A minor or A major chord, which is 3 different things.
What the astral plane is? Like what layer it is?
Can we
It
get a
does
map?
not. It
Is
says, so it's the connecting plane, everything and nothing all at once.
Does this book have a map of the planes?
It has a map of the ley lines, it has the map and where they think there's gates and stuff.
So how do you know what's an outer layer or whatever? Second or third layer? Does the book not say which ones are which?
So the first layer, so it says material plane is the first layer. Then the light and the shadow are the second layers. The rest are not really spoken about. And certainly not the astral plane. So you haven't been there yet.
Oh, he's been there, he hasn't returned yet.
Yeah.
What's the odds that this guy is the assassin? Excellent.
This is a long con.
Roll a D100. I'm joking. Don't do that.
He moonlights as an assassin. Or does he moonlight as a plane researcher?
Fucking hell. Right. Okay.
But there are two different people that wrote this book.
Does this conversation ever make anyone else feel like they're smelling toast?
Metal.
Brains work.
Hence smelling toast. Ding.
I'm losing feeling in my left arm.
It works really well if you get material made on that plane as well.
What does that mean, works well?
As in,
What does that mean?
So
What's it mean to work less well?
we have to go to that plane to get the material of that plane. Fucking tune to that plane.
make the fork, then tune it.
Yeah, find a blacksmith, preferably in the plains. So you don't have to keep traveling.
But by that time, it's been 17 years on the material plane, and everyone you know and love is dead.
We're like most of us are elves. It's fine.
It sure seems like more effort than it's worth. We just forget about Lumi.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. How does that sound, Dalan?
Yeah.
Terrible.
I agree.
Oh, sometimes in the godly version is called a transcendent wind. Sometimes the religious folk call it a transcendent wind
I've
rather
never called
than
that
plain
anything
of
in my life.
travel
That's what I get when I've eaten too many beans.
I have never said that.
or apples.
I'm disappointed that I had to say it. None of you are saying it.
I thought it was
You
going
were
to
too
be Phil,
quick.
to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to go that way, but you were quick.
Yeah.
So
Phil is the one that talks about poop, so
I do talk a lot of shit.
that's a lot of shit. Oh, it talks like
That makes sense to everyone.
Yeah.
So isn't that just basically like the idea of enlightenment? They meditate for a long time, and they maybe not body goes to plane, but spiritually they go to a different plane.
I heard of the spell, astral projection, Bree?
Is it a cleric?
It is. It's 9th level, and I don't have access to it.
Now, I was asking Phil this earlier. I think because I don't play clerics. So, do you know the higher up spells? Because as a wizard, it's written down and studied, so you would know it.
It's not studied. You would just probably have heard of it from your cleric training or whatever.
It's
like assuming there are higher level clerics around, you might have heard of it.
I've always assumed that your god just gives you your powers.
Yeah.
But
when you get to that level, your god will give you that power.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So you might not know what's coming.
But you might also just have heard of it from other people that you've
It wouldn't be
associated
like
with.
in the holy book. It wouldn't be written sort of, and lo, once you have been doing this for 60 years, you will be able to teleport your soul outside of you. But there might have been like talk of miracles, because that's how I've always seen clerics' magic. It's gifted to them when they need it most, kind of thing. So something like that would be seen as a miracle, but wouldn't be something that if you're a cleric you'd be like, oh cool, when I'm a grown up I'm gonna be able to do that. I am.
So you could do it as like a religion or an arcana roll to see basically have you heard other people doing this.
But you say it's just a rumor because again it's a level 9 spell and that shit is rare.
Yeah.
Probably only one person ever you've probably heard of. You do religion roll if you want to see
went
how
somewhere
likely
and
it
come
is.
back.
Uh, 19, 20.
20? I'd say you may have heard of it that one time. Of a cleric. I don't know.
I've heard of
I mean, it could be in the book. Say it was in the book.
Okay.
And you have known, you're like, hey, I think I've known a cleric to be. There you go. That's the answer.
I've known a cleric that's been able to transmute their soul to be able to commune with the gods. It sounds similar to this written in this book, what it could have been. This kind of astral projection. It could be similar, but it's beyond my means. I don't have that sort of power.
But there's a possibility, so that adds another point of research to aid us.
What was the other guy's name in the book, Bree? The one starting with
book?
A. In the one starting with A.
It was Ovia and Arun.
Yeah. I could try and commune with my god again to see if these people are still alive, to see if they've left Tutenkamun behind, if opening the gates to the ethereal realm via the basement is still possible. All these questions.
Yeah. Maybe worth a shot. If they are still alive, I would assume they're in the astral plane.
I assume.
Weird that they left the book there. If you're researching, why didn't you take the book with you?
I assume this is the accumulation of their knowledge. So they would have a notebook and then transfer everything into this venture. Just in case something would happen to them if they were lost.
So if I find my actual map, pretty sure
Of
that
the
exists
planes?
somewhere.
I remember
Oh my gosh,
seeing
I do have
part
one
of it.
those.
You do have one.
I may or may not have already put it into the thing. I just didn't know whether you were going to show it or not.
What?
I have a version of it, but I don't think it's
Where?
the final version of it on the Streamlabs. On OBS, sorry.
Oh. What of?
Of the
My
planes.
Of the planes.
Yeah, but
the one you made.
It's an old. I think it might be an older version. I don't think it's the
No,
latest one.
we'll keep it then.
But then, I mean, it's a rough sketchbook from from people who can't map it properly.
Yeah. Okay. No, we'll leave it for next time.
Sure.
But I was wondering if I had a map of the ley lines.
I have broadly a version of them. Like an old map of the line.
I've got it. Okay. I can put it up. Talk amongst yourselves.
So, where is your partner?
What?
Sorry, what was that, Doran?
Solomon, where is your partner?
My what?
Partner?
My Morthan?
No, your
Aw.
bard friend.
Oh, I do not know where she is. That is a problem.
A castle.
Okay.
Solomon's worried about you. Where are you?
Wow. Please, I said talk
Wait.
amongst yourselves.
Oh yeah, right. Fuck. I do that when you are back with us, Bree.
Thanks.
I have sent a sending. They will get to me shortly.
Can we put on hold
So-
again?
Always.
Please hold.
Always.
That's taking a while.
Does Mistral, Delan, you're quite proficient in shopping. Have you seen anyone that sells quite large crystals in a T-shaped or a Y-shaped format?
Aye, that's not
Tuning
really.
fork?
That's not. Oh, I'm sorry, Guy. That's not really my vibe.
I'm gonna do a history check. 19 plus whatever my history is.
Just talking among ourselves is going really well. Thank you for
Yeah,
saying.
0.
Yeah.
So
feel
yes, I have. I've seen loads of
probably
whatever you're looking
stop.
for, Doran.
Right.
that.
I don't know who this Doran is.
Yeah. I've seen loads of that thing that you said. Guy.
Nice.
There's quite a few shops around.
Anyway, that's not loading. So I have the map now. I can really see it and make sense of it. Okay, cool. So yeah, on the very brief map of the continent, they've mapped out dot in Heed, a dot in Freelskier, dot in the Volker Wastes, in the Divide somewhere, at the top of the mountain in Uzma, top of a mountain, bottom of the mountain. Thought it was the top.
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
Then if it's the bottom of the mountain, so it's just in the mountain, and in the mountain range in Mabley. Oh, there's one in the what looks like to be in the rapids.
Inside the rapids. How on earth did he get there? They. Two.
And that's all that's on there. Yeah.
So we can assume all these are portals to a different realm.
Yeah, the nexus points.
Yes, the one in Froskia leads to the Feywild.
Yeah, even I think I know about that one. It's just I'm kind of hurting my head a little bit. So, Feywild, it's a different place. Like, it's a whole world. So,
Essentially, yes.
these are all different worlds?
Yes.
Yes, but bigger. They're different dimensions, not just worlds.
I think I need a drink.
Think of it as like parallel universes.
That doesn't make me any less anxious.
Like,
how aware are we of other planets in our own plane?
Oh God.
Because
Planet.
Well, yeah, because to us, our world is just the world.
Mm-hmm.
Good
But
point.
to say no, actually, there's multiple worlds, and then another plane is its own multiple worlds.
Is there a Heed space station?
That's what they're building the airship for.
That's what the airship is for.
Astronomy, there's celestial stuff, so
Yeah, might be. Who knows?
that's what Circle of Stars does.
With the level of technology and stuff, would it just be the stars are angels?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Guide me.
You have artificers who bring science into this world.
Delan, you would know, like, as they're talking about this, like, it would come back to you, like, you know, you've been there, you know some stuff. Like, I know
flashbacks to like schoolrooms where they're talking about the Feywild in depth, and he's just like not paying attention.
He's looking at the girl next to him like,
yep, absolutely.
Ugh. Yeah. Well,
this morning I communed with Tia, and she confirmed that Lumia Costa's alive, but she's unconscious. We have rested for 8 hours. So to her, that could have been mere moments.
Because these folks are talking about time passing differently.
Yes. 8 hours here could have been seconds there.
And you didn't find out which plane, just that it's not the material.
It's the astral plane, we assume.
Which one?
The astral plane.
Oh, okay.
Delan, roll a jog your memory roll.
History?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Super.
Guidance.
Guidance is a D4, right?
Yep.
1 + 4 is.
Oh God, you're gonna get me.
How? 10.
Sorry, Seb, I know. 10.
Aw.
It's not much to jog, is there?
Full on average. Fully grade C student.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Delan was more sports and coordination and.
You jock.
Yeah.
I bet the man was part of the cheerleading squad.
So when they're talking about the tides, the alignment of the moon and stuff like that, you kind of like, oh, that sounds really fluffy. That's not a thing. And then you're like, actually, a 10 is enough to jog your very full memory.
It was the one lesson where, like, the girls didn't turn up for a lesson because he was there, basically. But
you don't have to talk, Phil. That's like
it's a role-playing game, bro.
Yeah, but you don't have to.
Oh.
Sorry, Phil. It was just too, it's just crude, and I just want to say my thing.
Sorry.
God damn it! It's midnight. Let me fucking say the thing.
Clip that.
Ugh.
Say your thing.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. Something about girls didn't turn up. Right. It jogs your memory that does make sense. You think that you've been told that before, and you can't remember quite what the relevance was, but you think it's to do with the time difference traveling it. You kind of remember that you had to travel at a certain time and then you came back out at a certain time, but that's kind of it. You don't really remember and okay. So
Right, well, I would bring it up. I'd be like, well, what they're saying about the moon, like in moon tides and things, that kind of rings a bell. There might be more into it than that. So, like, the moon probably has to be, I don't know, at its fullest, at its weakest. I'm not really sure. But something like that would be a point that would be easier to travel to these places. It's a theory, but you know, I'm not exactly a scientist. He says, looking at Silver.
Again, thinking logically, a full moon would soon be the light domain. The opposite of a full moon. I can't remember what it's called.
New moon?
New moon is
new moon.
Shadow.
Or eclipses.
Eclipses, yeah. But there's multiple moons.
Are there?
2 moons.
2 moons.
Ah.
Baby.
There are a few like partial eclipses throughout the year.
Yeah.
One major one. Full eclipse. As you're discussing it around the dinner table, I'm gonna say that there's an open door or an open window somewhere.
No, the looters have arrived.
To close it at that moment. And while you're sitting there discussing it, in flies a bird. Straight in.
Roll initiative.
And then just lands like right on the table. Like it doesn't matter like what was there, that what you were eating, and just lands right.
So many notes.
Right on the table, right in front of Dalan.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
There's no need.
Okay.
It opens its mouth, and you hear the voice of your friend Silric.
Yeah.
And he says, Dalan, I'm not sure where you went. Didn't get a reply to your letter, to my letter. The situation in Freelskey is getting dire. A lot of people are sick. A lot of people are dying. Not just your father now. If you can spare the time, we would like your help. And the bird closes its mouth and flies off.
He stands up immediately. Like,
and that's where we're going to end it. Just like...
Nothing like some existential dread.
Oh my fucking god! Another country's falling apart!
And that was allowed for everybody here. Like, you hadn't told anyone what was in the letter, and you hadn't told anyone.
You told Guy. You told me everything.
We don't know who the voice was either, right?
Was it in Common or was it in Elvish?
It would be in Elvish, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be in Elvish, yeah.
Oh, then I had no idea.
Yeah, neither do I.
Guy would have still gotten up and be like...
I still cast Speak with Animals. I'd be like, are you okay, little bird?
Oh, Silver knows.
Yeah. Yeah. Out of everyone who could know in the rest of the party, Silver knows.
Wait, what's wrong? What's wrong with Silver knowing?
Because
Fucking
Silver
social
doesn't... Yeah.
Silver's what?
Social interaction.
Social interaction.
It now means that Silver has a responsibility to possibly want to invest themselves in Delan's life.
But yeah, that was fun. Sorry
was.
it's late.
Lots of information.
Yeah, sorry.
That's fine.
So
that was
excited.
genuine D&D lore I learnt today. Real life fantasy, not real life.
Real life
High
fakeness.
It's real to us, damn it.
That was real D&D lore.
Oh,
There was
so
a lot
excited.
more. There was a lot more. And I was like, So no.
You're reading it, and your brain is just leaking as you're reading it.
This is only what I could gather from a YouTube video. The rest I just read.
Fair.
So,
Fair.
yeah. Yeah.
That was more than enough.
Look at my
Very
Focus
well,
on me.
Bree, because I couldn't have divulged all of that. That my brain would have stopped halfway through.
Yeah.
Very, very well done.
Because I know you wanted the forks, and I was like, okay, I'll look into the forks, and I was like, holy fucking shit. Okay, you want the forks? You can do another 4 episodes to find these forks.
Yeah.
You could have just said like, yeah, it's really rare. Down the shop though.
Nope.
Nah, screw you. Get your forks, son.
But yeah.
Forks.
Sorry about how late that was, but that's fine. Wrap it up now. So yeah. Thank you all for joining us. We will hopefully be back next week. Oh wait.
No, I'm in Turkey.
No.
Yes.
We will see. If
We will see.
we will see. We will see. Because Seb is in
Turkey for 2 weeks.
Turkey.
Seb is going to the Feywild.
Yeah. Or the Volca Waste. Or
Walk away.
I don't know.
Wow.
The plane of I don't know. The what was it called? The elemental plane of fucking I don't know.
Fire. It's so
Fucking
funny.
earthquakes.
Fire, yeah, it's gonna be so hot.
Really? When I was over in Turkey, it didn't feel that hot.
I go in October.
October.
It's the reason I go in October and not in like
Yeah.
June.
It's hot now here.
It's hot. It's like over 30 degrees.
Why are you going?
Elemental plane of fire.
Yeah.
Elemental chaos. Anyway, but yes, there's a couple of announcements. I've been putting some stuff up on the website today. We still have the book. We have the pre-order for the book going on. The dice, I haven't put the dice up yet. Dice can go up tomorrow. We have the vicious mockery. Okay, whatever.
I have a whole bag.
This isn't a cult, honest.
Ben also has them. He's just forgotten them downstairs.
No, they are over.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to get up.
Pretty.
Yeah, the vicious mockery physical little thing is on there as well. A lot of people like that. That's the one. A lot of people like that in the expo, so we put it online. We also have the beginners bundles. We have bandit generator. We have all the things. And there's soon to be badges as well.
Yay!
But yeah, mainly these. You can pre-order it now. We'll be sending them out next week. Open it up. Also, if you head to our Twitter page, we have a competition going on to win one of these. What?
The full
Not
set,
one of
right?
them. A set.
The full
A
set.
whole set. Just one. It'll be random.
You will
It'll probably
win.
be this D10.
Just the D4.
Oh.
It's deadly weapon.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
you won the D12.
Oh, fuck.
I guess I gotta be a barbarian now.
But yes, that is all from me right now because it's late. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. It will be on the YouTube. And people watching YouTube, please
Like and subscribe.
apparently, no, because Doran was like, you shouldn't like and subscribe. No, subscribe if you like what you see, I guess.
Like it if you don't.
And like if you don't. or not. I don't know, whatever. Follow us for more.
Have loads of comments about anything in particular. We don't really care.
Yeah, all the links are in the stuff below.
I commented on the last video how much I hate wild magic.
That's fair. And if you haven't watched that yet,
you gotta jump 3 zones, and you go.
Fun.
See me lose my mind.
Right, let's go. We are going to not there because they finished. Wicked.
Ben suggested a site health hits XP. They I've just turned it on, so they appear to be doing a sci-fi TTRPG of some kind.
Okay. I was gonna go to Girls Run These Worlds, who are playing Lord of the Rings premiere. So I guess the first one.
Back and forth.
Yeah, and they've been going for 16 minutes. So this is the one
absolutely.
to watch.
Definitely them then, because I was going to say they weren't live when I was looking.
No.
I saw them
All
live
right.
earlier. I know. I remember the name.
Go.
They must be doing another or something.
Yes.
But yeah, they look great.
And I think we might have possibly met them at UKGE, but we met a lot of people. I can't remember.
Possibly. They were there. They were definitely there.
They were definitely there.
Yeah.
But yeah, go and say hi when you're there. And enjoy Lord of the very much want to play. But yes. We will see you guys on Wednesday for Oh. You've raided already? Okay.
Nope.
That's fine.
I've stopped.
Oh, no, I just deleted mine, so. Oh, just do it! Christ.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't know you could unraid.
I didn't know that either.
No. Just do it!
It's pretty sad though. Just the raid has been cancelled.
Aww.
All that hype.
Unrated.
But yeah, we'll see you on Wednesday for Rapid Riders as well. Which is
ride
also an
rapidly.
interesting one. Decisions for Diana. Anyway, let's.
It's the last episode of Rapid Riders.
How excited!
No.
Maybe the last one for Diana. Who knows? Okay. See you guys soon.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye.
Ta-ra.
All odds survives